So I should ask Sasha, are you going to say anything or should I just go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Um, so this piece is untitled, um, and it's perpetually being edited because I keep having to add people to the list. Um, but I'm tentatively referring to it as Sweetback. Some slave traders in West Virginia would not buy slaves from the Igbo tribe because they were believed to be more prone to suicide. Some leapt from the ships. Some cut their own throats. Some hung themselves. To discourage suicide, some slave traders would dismember and mutilate the bodies of those who had been successful in their attempts, assuring the remaining captives that their spirits would never return home. Over the centuries of slavery in America, the number of successful suicides reached the hundreds of thousands. Chris Dorner's manifesto was clearly a suicide note. I take no joy in the blood on his hands, nor his burnt body, but it comes as no great shock that some policemen look like overseers even now. So yes, I wanted to tell him to run, not because he was innocent, but even the foreshadow of defeat is enough to awaken the adrenaline when your bones remember the burning. I wanted to tell him to run, not for himself, nor his own iron hands, but for Fred Hampton and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and Amadou Diallo and Troy Davis and Trayvon Martin and Paul Childs and Ramarley Graham and Sean Bell and Oscar Grant and Usman Zongo and Timothy Stansbury and Orlando Barlow and Aaron Campbell and Victor Steen and Stephen Washington and Alonzo Ashley and Wendell Allen and Ronald Madison and James Brissett and John Crawford III and Eric Garner and Mike Brown and Cameron Tillman and so many more names that I will never know, but I did not know any of these men. But damned if they couldn't all have been my family, and I know they say it's not a war, but damned if I don't feel like an insurgent sometimes, and no, I have never killed anyone, but have long since admitted that I could. I mean, America, you got big guns. I ain't scared though, not with this working womb. America, you thought the Black Panther free breakfast program was scary, you ain't met me yet. I mean, we've been through a lot, America. I think that now for every one of our children you allow to be murdered, I will make two, with brothers gully as they come, all grit and swagger and knuckle and earth and gleam, beards all unapologizing. Brothers who won't smile at you, brothers who ain't never been afraid of you, brothers who smell just like the sun. We will raise our babies together like militia ticking. We will detonate them on your college campuses, at your job, in your neighborhood. We will suck up all the financial aid. We will teach Fred Hampton in the classrooms until his blood can stop screaming. You don't want it with we, America. We, black mothers, are angry as ever, are fertile as ever, and unafraid of our children. I'm not leaving America. We will take over the schools and send your daughters home smiling like Patty Hearst, America. You feeling me now? You fearing me now? I might even have your babies, America. They will be black too. America, this is a war. America, I will send my sons to all your corners. You will be needing their light. America, this is no manifesto. This is a love poem. Making love is the only way I know how to save you. Your hatred and fear are a cancer. Your teeth are rotting from your head. America, now is the time to call on whatever God you pray to. Give thanks for my brilliant sons. Yes, there will be sons, black sons. We will call them all Jamal and Rakim, and we will love them. We will love them. We're not dying, America. We will live forever. And that piece will be perpetually edited. And this is more directed to the young ones. You were born with a song and a story within you that will unfold as you continue along your path. Listen for it. Say it out loud. There is no voice more important than yours. The truth of your experience and your unique wisdom are urgent enough to change the world. Hold your head square and steady as you leap toward the uncertain future. This is where you find your courage. It is buried beneath your fears. When I was younger, I found myself seeking some representation of myself in the world, something that gave me permission to exist. I did not find it, so I knew that I would have to create it. You too are creators. Never let them forget. You are the miracle of stardust and breath. Of course, the world is yours. Dream for yourself a world that you can live in, where your own innate spirit can dance, laugh, and be celebrated, for there is a great deal of joy on the journey ahead, and as we all know, joy needs plenty of sunlight and room to grow. I do not know where your journeys will lead you. Neither do you. Neither of us needs to apologize. You do not need to know all of the answers today, only be willing to seek them. They are waiting for you. All the songs that you love right now, you will probably still love in 20 years. Even the songs that you hate, you will probably hate a bit less because they were born in a time that made you. Remember well the time that made you and the place that made you, seasoned you, gave you your flavor. Young diamonds, remember the pressure that did not crush you but instead made you shine. Remember how many people it has taken to make you, and know that your mighty roots will keep you. They will unfold into pulp and honey when you need to be nourished. Your own magnificent history will hold you upright. One day, the song of your name will raise the sun in a choir of swallows. You deserve this, our most courageous future. Let the world fall in love with the gift of your smile, rich and fertile as a new note sung clear, open as a Colorado sky. On this journey of becoming yourself, remember the mighty place that made you unbreakable. Remember that the only person qualified to define you is you. In fact, it is your responsibility to do so. When you feel yourself being folded into small or quiet, remember that you are hammer and pickaxe. You are too important to be swallowed into silence. And while you are still becoming your own story, your own song, sing, speak, shout. Do not let the words buried in you be buried with you. The world is waiting to sing your name. And I will close with this one. Unless I see now that it is 4:11. So Sasha, should we move on to the next reader? Okay. So thank you all for having me.
Ferguson. Find us on Tumblr and also support the GoFundMe. There's tons of links all over. I'm like awful at advertising or speaking about these kinds of things, but and that closes October 27th, so there's time to support this wonderful effort. And so I'll read two pieces for you. The first is called Woman Ego Shadow. Now I go into a brown sleep and look for myself. The last time I tried to see her, I dreamed a white cricket. Its chirp was deafening. It survived the fire and disappeared. Who has taken myself? When she was with me, dream was a mug with a chipped rim, concrete against the lip, sand in the teeth. We never swallowed the missing pieces. She was firmly affixed on a path. She drank boiling tea and said, "Girl, girl, how come I got so much middle luck?" Me and myself are two flames following a line of gunpowder. We race, combine, then extinguish. Me and myself are trees' ashen roots and the sidewalk that boxes us in. Me and myself are dial tone ringing out in the street. Me and myself are a small house, poor but not mean. She is the tall window that shows a bed and an open wardrobe. I am the young man considering t-shirts and jerseys. She is the woman who looks up at him from the street. I am the rat that runs eager in the yard. Me and myself have been raping each other for a long time. Myself prefers a boot on the back of my neck so all the neighbors can see her try to make me pray to the pavement. Where has she packed her purse and gone off to this time? She can never tell if she would take the train north or south until she frowned and let it pass, or sat by the window. Myself used to hear everything wrong. She'd say, them Gulf Coast men was bullied and harnessed by their bosses, but then the wrong music was better if it whistled from her. She'd say, the wolves been biting just a taste, or the caterpillars are denuding their homes, a tree's privates are the loneliest place. Myself burned her palm into my back. When I turn to see if she's there, she goes, I am looking for myself. If you fall asleep on the couch and see her, tell her I have a knife for the place between her shoulder blades. Tell her I said, you lie so good, you make the ocean sweet. Tell her I said something standing by my bedside and I know it ain't her. Tell her my sleep is usually navy blue or green and gold, but I want it browner than knees or butt cheeks. Tell her something that tastes like tea with grit in it. Tell her I put poison in the pot and intend to watch her drink it while she's telling me something crazy. Tell her I'm out of breath. Tell her there's a paw the weight of a large stone on my chest. Tell her I've seen the moon come red out of blackness. Tell her the sand is rising as one people and rushing somewhere. Tell her she's missing all my wildness, and if she doesn't come on soon, I'll have to go looking for my shadow. And myself knows shadow's the kind who don't take her shoes off for nobody. And so the second piece is called Western Gate. They say women's dreams stay indoors. These days I dream an ocean under the bed. I wake up and watch its tide. I myself, but also a large black bird, like the crows near oceans. I sit up in bed. I perch on the concrete sill. I'm big enough to slap pavement upon impact, take running steps to land. I shout for myself to fly, but only look back at myself, and the water rises, so the whole room smells like salted water and soaked beans. Have you ever tried to walk when the water recedes, leaving a chainmail pattern in the sand, feet sinking? Have you ever tried to walk, watching the water move and fallen right into it? The sinking woman will try to make waves a column, its froth a steady handhold. I've been having a problem with my eyes. I keep thinking they'll get paper cuts. I squint and reveal floaters on every surface. I can never see past what's right in front of me and dislike the whole house if it has broken blinds. I can't ignore the shapes floating past my retina. I can't submit. I align them for inspection, the runs in my humor. Clogged pipe, jellyfish, the Titanic, they grow with each pass. Look beyond them, my father would say, when he'd catch me squinting into light, the other eye wide and rolling, flicking madly to catch any figure. One night, a black spider in my pillowcase. God sent me here to protect you. Okay, I said, come on in. Who are you talking to? My husband asked. I told him a spider with the most beautiful voice would be sleeping with us from now on. From time to time, I would see her outside, dangling at the window, her large abdomen gleaming. At dusk, a katydid at ear level, trilling like a transformer. Every sunset, pray, 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 in currents that grate my heart. But I can't always do it. I hide from it, from the windows. Is there a shadow in the dust? Is there some depression in the dust? Someone please track the visitant whose entrance implies a new dimension. It's as odd as a cat standing before you, watching you pray. Claws at your forehead. Pouring skin temperature water over yourself, wondering, have I dressed in unseen garments? Or scripture playing to an empty room, how long will my second self jump up and go for the first exit? After a season of night terrors, leaves, feathers, lapping water, men with lights, then torsos of light, a large bird appeared on the sill. It was bigger than all the others. What do you want? Should I die so you can take this bed? It looked sad and faced westwards, eyes jaundiced. So I sat up and told it to leave. Leave. I flapped my wrists. It turned for me, facing west. A breeze lifted a collar of feathers. I was again it, myself. By then, I was ready to go crazy. Lay my head at the bottom of a tub filled with my crazy. And then it flew away, and the torsos and ocean went with it, and I was myself again, and peaceful with my three shadows when walking in any new night. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Everybody, everywhere. My name is Natasha Carrizosa. Everybody knows me as Natty Roots. I am from Fort Worth, Texas, DFW. I live in Houston right now. And about to give you this word, sound, power of Michael Brown. Michael is the name of my brother. Brown is the color of my skin. This makes us kin. They killed my kinfolk in the street, in the alley, in the hallway. Every one of us every day shot in the back right in front of my face. My face is covered in water. Watch them Babylon boys, them rain fire on me and my brothers. Them have hatred in them hearts. Them Babylon boys, them trigger happy. They don't want to see us. They don't want to see the God in us. They want to kill the God in us. But even God busts shots. It is God that makes the rain. It is God that makes the fire. One drop at a time. One drop at a time. Dash away them Babylon boys in the lake of fire. Wipe the water from your eyes, my people. One drop at a time. We are the church. We be the steeple. It is collection time. And somebody got to pay for what happened to my brown brother that day in the street. Now is resurrection time. Stand up and stand strong, children of Israel. Time is now, time is real. It waits for no man, even them that try to steal seconds, minutes, the days from us. They are second-hand thieves. They mean no good to us. They love to see us bleed. They believe we are dust. Lord, let these dry bones live. Lord, let us shake the dust from our minds for now and all time. We done preached. We done prayed, we done believed in better days. Today we seek justice for we brother Michael Brown, slain in the streets. He got hair of wool like mine. He got brown skin like mine. He got God in his eyes like mine. He got kinfolk everywhere all over like me, like mine. His life is a cross like mine. You cannot cross the children of God and not be marked for all time. God lays down for no man. Brown people stand up. They must scoff and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They themselves are the oppressors, down pressers, delivering messages with no meaning, meaning their tongues walk through the earth, covering instead of revealing truth. There is knowledge in the most high and elevated thought, and you thought consciousness was simply wearing locks, ankhs, and copper-clanging bracelets. Copper-colored boys and girls, chains come in many forms. Spewing third-eye theories does not make you a fountain of wisdom. Tell them. Consciousness is a state of being aware, especially within oneself. For myself to yourself, I say, dictating your debauchery for the world to see will not crown you king nor queen. Most of them are wolves masquerading as sheep. But I can see with all eyes 1, 2, and 3. Become fear. Set fire to your sanctuary. Roar in the midst of your meeting place. Uproot your fruitless trees. Speak, plant these seeds. Tell the man Adam, I don't eat apples. I eat snakes. Yo, bumbleclot boy, run and tell the man Adam, I don't eat apples, I eat snakes, and even here they lay, smiling, slithering, slandering from sundown to Sunday, slew them, mushed them down alongside their judgment, slow them down until they come to a complete stop. Pull up, Manfino Ja, from you a buffalo soldier. Uno ewa mia say Manfino Ja, from you a buffalo soldier. That's why I say consciousness is Jah Rastafari. His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie, you don't know. Claude McKay, Vico, Tough Gone Lynn, Queeside Johnson, Muta Baruka, Led Zeppelin, Black Uhuru, Ruby, Saul Williams, Psalm 72 and 3, Corporation Thievery, ISIS, Osiris Ali County, Che Guevara, Pinheiro Pietri, Sizzler, Outcast, King Solomon, the Goose of the Gas. Consciousness is a Maasai warrior, a single mother, a homeless man, a Rastaman, a Muslim, a white boy. It is me standing before you, making you question some philosophy you may or may not nod your head to. It is me, fire in the mouth, standing in glass house, rebellious and alone. Consciousness is me. Fire for your blood clot junction, but boy, go out now. Cast the first stone. That poem was inspired by Psalm 72 and 3. It's called Seeds and Stones. Because as a people, we cast stones when we should be planting seeds. Ghetto youths. This poem will be written read for the ghetto youths that carry bricks in their bellies because they swallow disregard, deceit, disrespect, this poison. Our children are sent out into the world to roam with a pocket full of metaphors and moans. Under a concrete tree, they dream revolution. So they revolt with fire sticks and hope that Babylon burns slow. Redemption is a must. This poem will be written read for the ghetto youths that run before they crawl, and crawl when they cannot stand. War awaits in the backyard, free briars on the pale horse the politicians promise, but first they must play warrior. Sticks and stones to break their bones, but guns and bombs to kill them. A man is made but once, the children come a dime million. Freedom is a must. This poem will be written read for the ghetto youths that paint their faces, defile their temples to play palace with tainted kings, and abandon ruin, left to raise a nation to suffer with swollen belly and choke on silver lining lust. Repatriation is a must. This poem will be written read for the ghetto youths of Ferguson. This poem will be written read for the ghetto youths of Kingston, Tivoli Gardens, the concrete jungles of Jamaica, Brick City, the boogie down, way down south, these divided states of America, Sudan, Somalia, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Mama Africa, Juarez, Guanajuato, El Distrito, Mexico, Lithuania, Kosovo, Vilna, Warsaw, Baghdad, Mosul, Fallujah. This poem is written read. This poem is written read. This poem is written read. Read for Michael Brown. I haven't. I'm just going to keep on going until Sasha tells me to stop. I'm real heavy right now, but I'm real light. I want to share one last piece with you. It's called Heavy Light. I get heavy when I get light. Some days like today, I wake up crying. My people went to bed crying. I'm a wishing well, a basket full of burnt offering. I'm an altar boy. I'm an altar boy with a story to tell. A runaway slave, no lamb for the slaughtering. I live to loose chains. I love to walk through pain, yours and mine. I am a middleman prayer line. You talk to me, and I talk to God. He says no, I nod. He says go, I trod through the valley of shadows, fearing no evil because he walks with me, setting fire to sound because you talk like me. I get heavy when I get light. It has always been so. It has always been so. Life full of shots fired, one in the chamber, a one-winged bird living on a prayer. So we take flight so. It has always been black sheep and branches, a desire to leave the flock and chase the wind, to go out on a limb, to run from the wolves and live like a lion. So we roar so. It has always been so back of the grocery store bum with a bottle full of hope and a handful of rum. We refuse to beg for change, so we just wait on it to come. There is a growling in our bellies and a howling in our mouths, so we madman babble while we burn Babylon so. I get heavy when I get light. Eyes have not seen, and ears have not heard. I heard him say, you are the people, and the people are the church. We are a church full of pimps and prostitutes, has-beens and have-nots, the rich dreams of the destitute, the salty tears of Lot, brothers like Cain and Abel, keepers of dreams like Cain and Abel, just like Jacob wrestling with an angel, begging God to give me all the light that he got. so I can give it to my people, because you think he forgot. I refuse to lose you because you all that I got. You are me and me is he. We all we need. We all we got. I get heavy when I get light. Love is a lesson. The burden is a blessing. Without mess, there is no message. You got to get the heavy before you get the light. Thank you, Sasha.
I'm on, I guess. Robert Gibbs, Worcester, Massachusetts, coming out of Seven Hill Slam. I've got a couple pieces here. First one, there's a building I refer to. It's Worcester City Hall. This is a piece I read in front of a rally that myself and a few other people here in Worcester organized in response to what happened in Ferguson and in response to what's been going on in Worcester for a lot of years. There's some names I mentioned. I just want to say before I read the piece, Victor Davila, Joseph Howard, and Cristino Hernandez are three young men that died at the hands of the Worcester Police Department since I've been alive, and there's many more names that I don't know. So here goes the poem. Let Ferguson be a wake-up call. Let our name be Michael Brown, Joseph Howard, John Crawford, Miriam Carey, Victor Davila, Cristino Hernandez, Yvette Smith, Oscar Grant, Sean Bell, Ezel Ford, Dylan Taylor, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. Let our lungs inhale the smoke from a flash grenade right before we are murdered, the way little 7-year-old Ayanna Jones was killed in her own home. Communities unite. Let them attack us, let them hate us, imprison us, and beat us, and let us stand up. Love will conquer hate. Let the blood be a reminder. Let their memories be the catalyst. Let our rage wake the sleeping giant. Communities unite. I stand before you a humble servant, a speaker box, a messenger. I stand before you the way Bobby Hutton stood, the way Andrew Goodman stood. I bring you the words of the late Fred Hampton. You have to understand that people have to pay the price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not to struggle, then goddamn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it. Let our revolutionaries open their eyes. Communities unite. We must unite in the struggle for our city, because it is our city. It doesn't belong to anybody in the building behind me. It doesn't belong to the police. Truth be told, the police belong to us. This building belongs to us. So let our voices speak. Let our lungs exhale fire while our souls exude love. Let us be the change we seek. Let us tear this whole motherfucker down if need be. Let us stand up, hands up, don't shoot. I got another piece I'll run right into. That one was a little quicker than I thought it would, so I might have to talk some stuff before it's over. But the next piece is untitled, but it's an older piece that I wrote. I pledge allegiance to the flags of all the crews and hoods in America, and to the G-code by which we bang in this nation under the gun, invisible, no liberty, no justice, just take a walk down any random street in any random city and you'll see us. Lost souls who found each other, huddling in project hallways and on corners in droves, 12-year-olds, fighting to the death for shiny things that most children get free. 28-year-old war vets who never managed to leave the neighborhood but still suffer scars from post-traumatic stress. Imagine all of us united to form one army. Now, imagine the politicians pissing themselves at the thought. Teach a child to fish, and they will do it with vigor. However, hand that same child one fish, watch them devour, and then watch their appetite grow bigger and bigger to the point where there is never enough blood. See, hunger begets violence. Violence begets more violence, and pretty soon nobody knows how it started, but an innocent little girl was shot and killed on her way to school. On the news, the anchor blames gang warfare. The image on the screen is of a brown man like me wearing an orange jumpsuit and silver chains connecting his ankles to his hands, standing in front of a Klan and a Ku Klux judge. The mayor will put together a task force, fucking Band-Aid for a broken arm, a razor blade to stop the bleeding. This situation is a festering, pus-filled wound, and it seems like nobody knows what to do. See, there's a problem born in the ghetto every minute. We're a nation of millions, asking for nothing, taking what we want, living fast, young, and dumb. See, we don't die, Holmes, we multiply. It's who we are, hungry, angry, and loyal to the teeth, with strength so deep that if pushed in the right directions, it would move mountains. Police know this, and it terrifies them. Imagine this, America. We are the bastard children of a revolution that you diluted with narcotics and unlimited automatics, so we learned to shoot, created a new heritage, and this is our history, written on shell casings in blood, using cut corner bags to peddle guts, and finding all the glory we'll ever need in the small of our back in the shape of a pistol. Born unto you from your rotten, bloody womb. So tell me, America, who are you going to blame when the project explodes? I got a couple more back up just in case I didn't take up my time. The march I had alluded to earlier, it was called Communities United Against Police Brutality. Out of that came a new organization in Worcester called Worcester Communities United Collective. And we're just trying to infuse some more energy into the struggle and some young bodies and see if we can't change some of these things that are going on, because enough is enough. Enough has been enough for a long time, and it don't seem to be slowing down. So here's another poem. This is fairly new, pretty rough. If there is a hole inside you, if there is a possibility you won't be here tomorrow, if you have ever gone to bed hungry, if you have ever woken up still drunk, or had a needle hanging out of your arm, or a crack pipe hanging from your lips, if you have ever wondered why Santa, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy forgot you, if your hands hurt from hard work, if you have dirt under your fingernails, if you ever had to look at your child and say no because you had nothing to give, if you have ever buried a child, anyone's child, if you have done so much dirt that the taste of grit feels like home, if you ever watched your father break your mother's nose and held her hand and helped her clean up the blood, if you know what flesh pierced by hot metal looks like or feels like, if you know the taste of blood, if you understand why too much will never be enough. Seems like I'm 4 minutes short. I'm losing my light, but I'm going to spit another piece real quick so I can fill up time. This is an older piece that doesn't really have to do with the issues we're talking about, but this is the one I feel like sharing. I tell my stories alone in the dark, and I cry myself to sleep because certain things are better left unsaid, so I speak, but only when I know there's nobody listening. And I keep my head up when I walk because my shoulders are broad, and that's supposed to mean I can carry the weight of the world on my back like Atlas. And I'm not allowed to crumble, and I can't miss a step, and all this world's hate is supposed to give me strength, so go ahead and throw your stones, because everybody already knows that I'm a whore. And I swore my allegiance a long time ago under God to a flag that only certain men will ever see, but that's okay with me. And my body feels like I've been chained and beaten for centuries, stuck in the wheel repeating myself, because I ever only learned 2 words, fuck and you, and I never really learned quite what to do, so if for some reason I should shatter my soul, please, baby, just let me go, because none of us are really meant to stay here. But we're all born to shed blood and bleed tears, so please stop hogging all the razor blades. And follow me through time as I remember rainy days filled with 1 bullet, empty revolver games dying every time we heard the click. Or living out our dark nights with the near miss of a pipe, sparked just right so that the lighter casts a shadow and hides the angel of death perched maliciously on my shoulder. And miraculously, I managed to grow 1 moment older. And if you were to ask me, I would tell you that everything is fine, but I tell my stories alone in the dark and I cry myself to sleep because certain things are better left unsaid. So I speak, but only when I know there's nobody listening. And you don't see me because my 3 Libras are busy searching the eyes of a tragedy for my fallen angel. And there's nothing I can say to you to change anything that's happened. So I kiss with my eyes open these days because, like you always used to say, love will kick you in the balls when you're not looking, and ours just happen to be wearing steel-toe boots. And I don't know if I'll ever actually be over you, but time passes. The story changes. The pages say different names. The echoes in my sheets no longer sound the same, and now you all know one more of my demons. And the taste of certain memories leave me screaming, spiraling downward in the updraft, hoping that when I land, something will cushion the blow. But somehow it never does. And in the shadows, there's a monster, and there's a monkey living on my back. And if you were to ask me, I would tell you that everything is fine, but I tell my stories alone in the dark, and I cry myself to sleep because certain things are better left unsaid. So I speak, but only when I know there's nobody listening. And I believe, but only when I think there's nobody watching, and I hope. That's it. I got about half a minute. Signing off from Worcester, Massachusetts. Robert Blackwell Gibbs, 7 Hill Slam, Worcester Community United Collective, Word Life. Oh.
Ray from Tucson, Arizona. I am a part of Words on the Avenue and am a poet for Ferguson. Please donate to GoFundMe Poets for Ferguson. Out of all the names left hanging on trees, burned on crosses, torn at the mercy of an animal's teeth, out of all the names gunned down in the name of God, raped out of existence, lashings breaking them into death brutally. See, out of all the names who couldn't take no more, all the names that is kind, that is smart, that killed themselves kindly, out of all the names put to silence in false accusations wrongfully executed, out of all the names gutted out of the belly of the brave like fish, cut at the feet and hands are the names that dared to run, cut out of the womb of the hanging are the names that dared to be born again. See, out of all the names entertained at picnics, all the peoples whose stomachs spoiled in their privilege of their silence, didn't quite know what to say to stop all the bleeding, but say they don't see the difference of my skin today. Out of all the names fucked to their deaths in that last line. At the mercy of pure luck, and a desire to believe in tomorrow. The mercy I was taught to have on a God that turns devil so quietly. After the brutal beating of my own name, being strung around the South in pieces, cherishing rumors as rich history, generational telephone games as my legacy. See, they call Fowler Chapman in a crowded room, carrying on the innocence of a serial killer's last name as my own. I answer, I am here. I survived. The next piece that I'm going to read was just written after watching a YouTube video. So. Intently watching a child clutch to her mother playing dead. A child that knows playing dead is not a game for dogs. A child that is playing dead to survive. Streetlights are no longer bright enough to carry us home. See, the guns broke that boy. Even if it was not through his chest, they broke him into the darkest corner of mankind. I cried for the rest of my life. I cried like an unknown Columbine. This next one I'm going to share is inspired by one time when a classmate said, I'm one of them. You are one of those that call a home a plateau of ocean, whose history is piled in the decayed thrown overboard. The ones that call themselves God but answer to Muhammad, aspire to be freedom. Those that are only 95% man and 5% heaven. See, you always mistaken the right places for the wrong time. Your heart that bleeds of battered and bitter blood, and lips that taste like the gunpowder of a revolution. One of those folks that got the color of panther exploding out of their skin, and sustainable arms built out of broken. The ones that look like they shouldn't be standing where they are. There I was, standing there, until it was shot down like a black and white photo robbed of its time. The next one I'm going to share is called, or I guess it's inspired from the beginning and the end. So like where you come from and where you went. And I say, I own a Cadillac of wishes and a home of a billion dreams. See, I know why the cage is a beast, and I know the bird that's settling free. I am shattered and scattered like wind. I am clutched sand on blown bones. I am home. I am an unkept boy from a faraway galaxy, from a faraway generation, a girl unwept, and I unraveled in time for the time. For the time I am a child built of pyramids for the time. For the time I am a God's son for the time. For the time I am a ghost son, for the time I am a son's son. No, well then I am the moon. That I am chariot destined to death. I am seed beneath the bloom. I am cocked wrist before the boom. I am chariot. I am direction. I am molder of tomorrows. I am a meddler of hope. I am a lifeless dotty from a child mother's mind. I am hollowed and untoyed, and I am tampered with. I am silent. I am waiting to be picked out and picked up. I am waiting to be cleaned and carried. I am waiting to be alive. See, I am a dream. I am a dream. I am a dream. And to be a dream, it's something else. My next few pieces are just some spoken word pieces that I'm going to do. This one was inspired, I guess, by wearing both ties on 9th Street and 4th Avenue in Tucson. We are standing on 9th Street and 4th Avenue. I am looking at hair the color of a golden fool, and eyes as blue as a perfect day. And they ask me, "Hey, Teray, why do you always wear those long sleeves and ties on the hottest summer nights?" See, the underpass is crying of speeding cars, and a violinist fighting his sleep, and one homeless man that's begging. I deserve to see tomorrow too. And I believe him. So I give him change, knowing that it's not the kind of change that him or I are begging for. See, we fight the same fight. Because when I'm standing next to my lover and they ask me what part of Africa do I call home, I want to remind them of African Americans in our continent. I want to remind them how it rests at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, fleshless slaves with decayed weight still hugging their ankles, lifeless bodies still finding ways to dance through the currents of the sea, and they tell me, "Teray, you are afraid of your own country." And it's true. I am afraid of the ocean because I'm afraid of the things that it has seen. See, as I'm reading this poem, my boy is still trying to make bail because he was caught speeding down Speedway Boulevard. As I'm reading this poem, a child was killed while carrying Skittles and iced tea. As I'm reading this poem, Marissa Alexander is still trying to turn over a 2-decade sentence for shooting a warning sign at her aggressor. And when that fear was faced at the chest of a child and the trigger was pulled, the man was set free. See, as I'm reading this poem, Dorian Albert is dead tonight. A biracial boy is serving a lesser sentence after admitting he was the one that killed the man because he was bored. See, as I'm reading this poem, a 3-year-old was shot in the face at a basketball court. And then there's my brother. There's my brother who, after playing the marimbas for Barack Obama, would trade his 3-piece suit for a backwards hat and chain at the end of the night, and all I got to offer all of his fear is just a few poems. See, my grandfather told me that the Negro turned into a well-dressed black man that could play the hell out of a banjo, so look good, keep your eyes straight, and learn how to play. This pen has become my strings. We are standing on 9th Street and 4th Avenue. I am looking at hair the color of a golden fool and eyes as blue as a perfect day. And they ask me, "Hey, Teray, why do you always wear those long sleeves and ties on the hottest summer nights?" I'm dressed to impress the bullet in the shaking hand. I have one more. I'm going to try to sneak it in. I have 1 minute. So, again, this is Teray from Tucson. Let's see what I got. I'm going to read this one. It's a short one. It tries to be a haiku, but I don't think it makes the syllables. I wish I could have caught the wind and handed it to my mother. For the night she looked in the mirror and didn't see Angel, the moment that she had forgotten her wings. Thank you so much. That's all I got.
La Rosa. My name's Erica, and I'm really honored to be a part of this. Shout out to Sasha Banks, who is doing this along with so many other people that are really coming together to do some amazing things. So I'm streaming to you from Denton, Texas. This is a poem I wrote after they told the media how many bullets were found in one of many bodies, right? It's called 4 Days and 6 Bullets. We exist in the whispers of disbelief. I love you and you love me, and he can't believe we're human. Let alone that love exists between a rock and a hard place, that whispers make a mockery of our survival. Yet still my kisses crave your return. Dignity is reclaimed every time you look at me. And they don't understand that we cry, decoding their language to translate our capacity to love in ways they have never even tried. And when you ask to hold my hand, we choose to speak to the blind. We tell them it will be okay. If they shoot, we would choose to love another day, because our ancestors have known that the 7th time we would choose to stay and build our homes, conjuring prayers. We would seek out high tides and foams, and we would trust the cosmos for ancient truths. And I will not stop taking steps. Fearful and prideful, I would choose life over death every time. I would think of how much you heal me. 6 bullets and thousands of lives, your love keeps me. You are my greatest gift. 4 days and 6 bullets. And I'm feeling in love. And I'm feeling like that poem was a response to the types of violence that so many of us, whether you're a person of color, a woman, a queer person of color, a queer woman of color, which is my experience. So I wrote this piece for my partner. It's called La India y la Negra. I met her long before papá me dijo que son unos malcriados que no quieren trabajar. My affections caught between her kinky curls and her growing baby locks before my mother came to work the fields of this country. Before she gave birth to me in the ghetto of the Northeast, surrounded by hustlers selling shea butter, body oils, and incense, her round brown eyes were home before we moved south in search of biceps and lower interest, before I understood how much it cost to buy the American dream. This was before I bumped, chopped, and screwed and spit verses over dollar store notebooks and into computer screens, before wet nights came, I dreamt about her. Before my mother asked me why I talked like a negra, before my father heard my poems and said he would always trust those gringos more, this was before he broke my heart. Before I learned there was no choosing, to be daughters of the enslaved and assimilated, regulated to the same prisons, redlined to the same ghettos, displaced and raped in the same damn communities, there was no choosing. Searching for God, I recognized stories of her dark tones, round hips, and wide nose, and when her notes flow, I remember. I give offerings to her ancestors in between warm sheets and curled toes. I thank them for being witness to our love and to our desperate desires to be whole. I thank them for keeping our steps and giving us music and poetry to feed our wounded souls. I kiss the corner of her smile. After Thanksgiving, I sit next to the open window and send prayers to mi antepasados using sage smoke and humble words. I ask them for visions while we walk the borderlands as extensions of this colonized and unfamiliar earth. I let my heart explain to the moon that there was no choosing. These wet and dark bodies, this creative act of survival, this life-giving love. Okay. This one was written when I was sitting in a philosophy class at Loyola University and realized I was the only person of color in the room. Field 321. We are left behind residue. Bastard children of the raped and murdered, a painful reminder and reflection of a history they do not claim but act upon gloriously. We thirst so desperately for humanity, for belonging. Painfully displaced, lost, we are forgotten, old property, enemies, toys that have grown old and boring, still looked upon, shamefully ridiculed, our existence is questioned. Curious, they stare at us. Unfamiliar memories, where did you come from? Why are you here? As the white child of a dark-toned wheelbarrow with a glance and a stare, we cautiously step forward with questions. Bitterness and ignorance, naively in search for a truth. We are the sprinkle of brown in your white sea, wondering why we are not seeing thousands of years of becoming into nothing. We thirst for something. The sound of a distant language, a name, a continent, a hero, echoes of emptiness, reminders of our bitterness, a melody, a rhythm, a touch, a look, a kiss. We are displaced, lost and forgotten. Lost, we are forgotten. Yet I believe that our souls have memories of sounds. From the beginning, the creation of the universe, with every melodic sentence and paragraph, our collective memories immersed, our souls are laced with the sounds that our ancestors heard, like organic drumming of a heartbeat will always subconsciously be what we prefer. Melodies that take us back to the movements of our foremothers, rhythms that unite our hearts and bring our souls closer to our brothers, pitches that resemble the great balance, like a ghostly memory of self, tempos that echo the heartbreaks that our grandparents felt. So when your souls awaken and recognize the sound, take it as a reminder from the divine that you are bound, and don't take it lightly that your body is a vessel sacred by every means and far more complex than the mental, because it carries the stardust of creation. It is proof of life through manifestation. It bears the promise of change, bringing forth hope through the process of menstruation, and it bleeds secrets that challenge the forces of alienation. So I believe that music is simply the spirit of the body. Simply the light that reveals the godly, the majestic reminder that we embody the eternal power of life. Okay. And that's 6. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to do this one real quick. This is a new one. It's called Mothers. We are watching. We are watching you paint colorful and creative visions for the survival of our worlds. We are watching you mold and transform the clay of shattered bodies, the places of war and poisoned rivers. Mothers, we watch you keep the sacred fire, your hearts open, our spirits warm. We watch your quiet words, your loving actions, your ancient eyes. We are watching your fingers come alive like water. Ripples of creation and time, we are watching your passion, y coraje, settle into waves of nourishing wisdom, and we will watch you, Mother, change from transition back to creative spirit, the source of your grace, your beauty, and your colors. Endowed with the power of life, the human form, I am charged with the task of making sure my sisters and brothers are warned that there must be room for new life. New forms of existence and new heights. Consider the breaking of the seed and its desire to be ripe in order to start all over again. In order to start all over again, I take to paper and pen in hopes that you will hear me, in hopes that you will see me, in hopes that you might remember, may we remember. To hear the voices of women who are silenced and not voiceless, may we be courageous. May we be courageous enough to hear ghetto children's voices who know survival as a creative act found in the rhythms beaten into desks and walls and overcrowded classrooms on the South Side. On the ink that covers their wounded bodies who know the price of war and poverty every day of their lives, may we remember that their life is shaped by how much their life is valued or systemically thrown away. And they inherit and manifest every single memory born of women of color today who are deemed too poor and savage to behave as mothers. And we remember. I'm going to leave you with that. And I got time for one more. And I will do... Give me 1 second. I had a change in heart. No, time is running. It's here, it's here, it's here. 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. I just feel called to do this. Y'all understand. Okay. Fine. Oh, while I'm doing this, and I have 1 second, I will tell you that you should go to the funding page for this project. It's really important. We really need that to help our brothers and sisters out that are protesting out in Ferguson. So I'll leave you with this one. It's called The Master's House. They have told us stories of a house with no doors to walk through, no windows to see through, no roof, no sky, no dirt, no universe, no hope, no color, no love. This is no home of mine. Thank y'all.
Educating somebody else. Again, this poem is called Letter to My Youth. Young brothers, beware. There's a foul stench of chemtrails in the air. Beware of genetically modified organisms used to modify your organs while poisoning your systems. Yeah. Young brothers, beware of living beyond your years. To be aware of our present conditions can get you killed here. In America, when does justice ever see us? When it's just us confessing to crimes encouraged by a lawyer the court appointed for our enslavement, not defense. Just us, raped of innocence and enslaved by their 13th Amendment. In America, when does justice ever see us? When it's just us, uneducated so unemployed, still sleep thinking we have to be better to compete. America's transparencies, lady justice, feeding just us her inequalities. Blind as hell, she tipped the scale to maintain dominance by ensuring black men fail. The corruption of my art, America's matrix, just us not making it. The American dream, a fallacy, the fakest. Better strap up your boots for self-survival if you want to make it. Stop being so complacent. Thoughts vacant of motivation. Cookie Chagalia, our language, for self-determination. Entrepreneurship, the new underground railroad to escape their plantation. Free enterprise, our freedom papers, the way to take your freedom from corporate slave makers. We are at war, and your mind is your greatest protection. So read a book and load your weapon. Turn on your own light. See through the tunnel vision of religion. Step out the box, thinking limited. View the entire universe. The ultimate change in life is to embrace your self-worth. If all the prophets' messages were unified, why are we so divided? Separated by the interpretation of the Creator's information by man's selfish lies. I follow all the Creator's prophets and messages whose positive vibrations resonate inside. This is why my Creator told me to tell you, you are not your mistakes, young man. So before someone puts your mistakes in your face, face yourself, young man. Become I am. For you and I are one. I, the Father, equal to you, my son. Be my oracle. Let thy words flow from your tongue like thunder, striking in the darkness of night. Take your birthright. Reproduce our life. Time to correct the universe. Stand as a man. I am. Right that which is right. Write our people a new sight. Correct their vision away from television. Write to help the people see our division. Teach them they are chosen children built for a spiritual mission. Africa's lost seed, descendants of a royal breed who nurture the world's needs of spirituality, balance, and morality. Time to wake up, young brothers. This is our reality. I share.
Yeah! Y'all can do better than that. Make some more noise. Y'all all right out there? Yeah. Yeah. Once again, you are at Rhyme and Reason. Get your Mind Right Poetry series every second and fourth Saturday from 5 to 9. We just want to go ahead right now. Thanks again to all y'all for coming out on this very special occasion. Right? Well, all proceeds will be going to aid the families and the legal fees of the protesters down in Ferguson, Missouri. Right? So that's what we're doing this night. So y'all make some noise for that. Woo! Long distance, that's right. And make some more noise because our live stream just started, so we are on live. They can see us all over. What up, dude? So we're just gonna keep the show rolling. We already been rocking the rolling on. Had some other people come in, so I'm gonna make the announcement one more time. Might have to make it again before the night is over with. Anybody with cell phones, media devices, shit that make noise, take it off pimp. Put it on player, angle it to the left in your pocket, and you can have a party all by yourself. Niggas chained from hand to toe. Come on, man. Standing on the ledge of no, ingesting lies intravenously. Indeed, this is the ugly show. Yes, the ugly show, the ugly show. Trying to forewarn. Either make your mind or have your mind be made for. Come on. Heart of a rebel with the soul of a misfit. If you're on another level, I'm on a different plane of existence. For instance, witness he who was birthed with a curse and found the change he needed in his own self-worth. The truth hurts, I know. But the enemy's on his grind and box wine don't stop time. We have yet to evolve. Ones that claim they have, tell them quit yapping. Ask them to put their plans into action. Watch them saying evolve suckers drag their knuckles like they pro-mad. Dudes like that, I'd like to toss them up at the highest build on the way down to them yell, Geronimo! Pray. Rest in peace. And that's right. But see, I don't do it out of spite, because like you crawl before you walk, the fall comes before the flight. Shit, I just want to see you fly, homie. And I ain't talking G5 jets, more like the closest star in the sky, the first son of our sex. And we are that. Whether you know it or not from your past, you can't run. So every time I see a brother shine, I'm reminded, man, he just trying to be the sun. See, every diamond that sparkles close to our flesh, that's a subconscious attempt to reclaim a stolen heritage. But there's still too many people watching movies about life. I've been sent to pen the narrative. But won't nobody read? Missing lessons that's imperative. So to be sure you get the message, you can catch me in the street with my lyrics on 11. Spitting for whatever it's worth. With the hope that every verse puts another devil under the dirt. Practicing aim from long range, because wealth is steady vanishing. If the land dry up, real brothers are hunt, bitch niggas in turn cannibal. Even now, look how we eat our own. Well done. Burn in the flames of public opinion, but there be no fire without that pixelated code for your pick. So go ahead and call it news. I call it niggas eating worthless shit. Neglecting every wandering soul, not educated, wounded sheep, never evolved with weasel and sidesteppers, feeding the public rancid meat. And all I see is change from hand to toe. Standing on the ledge of no, ingesting lies intravenously. Indeed, this is the ugly show. Yes, the ugly show, the ugly show. I'm trying to forewarn you. Either make your mind or have your mind be made for you. But see, I'm not making a case for guilt or innocence. It's all theater. I'm saying, stop letting the media tell us what the fuck to do with our leaders. So they'll turn the villain to a hero and a hero to a villain. And in the middle of all of that, they try to sell you a prescription. Oh, you can't sleep? This shit right here will have you snug as a bug. But it ain't our fault if you don't wake back up. Are your legs feeling restless? Here, take this pill and keep sitting on your ass. We'll roll your wig. Saturated with lies and we cannot see still. For real, at times makes me feel hopeless. Visiting my mind and being cursed like Moses. You know, for your people, take a stand, lead a clan across the sand, but never see the promised land. That. And in the future that may be, but fuck it right now with my gift. All I see is niggas change from hand to toe. Standing on the ledge of no, ingesting lies intravenously. Indeed, this is the ugly show. Yes, the ugly show, the ugly show. Trying to forewarn. Either make your mind or have your mind made for it. Y'all ready for your next artist? We say hell yeah. One more time, so you ready for your next artist? Come to the stage, say hell yeah. Y'all make some noise. Dude, she is dope. I can't wait for this. Y'all make some noise for Adore!
Hey, here we go.
So this is for our people on the front lines in Ferguson, our people on the front lines wherever we are, because when I'm saying, we all are seeing that wherever Black people are in America, we're on the front line. This baby was shot in the streets today. Our son, our brother, another one. And ain't no rally can bring him back. This is your post-racial America. The promise of integration, so much of our blood in these streets. I can feel it strain on my heart, gasping for air, trying to pull us out this new world nightmare. But this is real as it gets here. This somebody's baby, a boy, maybe one a brown girl would have loved. This is America on any given nightmare. Another somebody's mother shattered, pieces of her scattered within a chalk line or police tape. This is trigger happy, nigger hatred, war. Strangers in our own land, and we love it, how they massacre our brothers. Graves or bars will do. These are bombs, and we are war-torn. This is Jim Crow in disguise. This is black presidential guise. And though some of us are privy, it don't stop the burn of our daily death. Don't cleanse the residue of gunpowder. Don't bring back the dead. I have learned to clutch my brothers tightly, to cover them in mantras, pepper, salt, to raise circles as barriers. Have learned there are many languages in which to cry. I'm too familiar with the taste of tears, with the absence of breath, with spiritless bodies of brothers who left, with bullets, with gun blasts, whips, with marches, passivity and funerals and headlines, and winter in America, the beautiful monster that eats our young.
Y'all make some more noise for Adore, y'all. Y'all ready for the next open mic artist? You say hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more time now says hell yeah. This next brother is another artist. Another one of Detroit's finest. I actually think of a brother like a brother to me myself, man. So y'all make some noise for the one and only human beatbox, CZ Bo.
What up, y'all?
What up, though, Chief?
Black people in this room. And beautiful, a bunch of, I don't know if you're black or not because I can't see you, but you in like cyber world and stuff. What up, y'all and shit? I'm Sheezy Bobeezy. I write poetry about a lot of stuff, especially my people. I'm about to share some of the stuff that I be writing sometimes with y'all. This ain't pretty, and it's a rough draft, but it get the point across, so I'm gonna spit it today.
Rough shit.
We just talk shit till scandal come on. It's a scandal on our fucking race. Channels are channels that channel how you channel your energy. How much of your energy comes from your natural enemy? What about your kids? Born into innocence, trained out of inner sense. In a sense, they never had innocence in the first place. How many times you gonna repost the police beating our ass and shooting us in fucking broad daylight before you do something about it? My own brothers will put me on World Star before they jump in and help my ass.
Come on, Chief.
Rap is turning niggas into the new KKK. That's why they call it real hood shit.
Come on, Sheezy.
These niggas can't even relate to half the shit that they talking about. Niggas don't know nobody making over 15 an hour and talking about what broke niggas be like. How the fuck you gonna teach your daughter how to love herself when all she hear all day is these girls ain't loyal and how it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off and you singing along with it?
Come on.
Don't know shit about their roots. That's why they hanging from the vine. I'm dead. I'm asleep. I can't. Y'all sound like the perfect slaves or no. No control over your kids because these screens talking to them more than you do. School ain't gonna teach them what they need to know. Keep it 100 with yourself. Outside of reading and math, what did school teach you that helped you survive in your everyday adult life? Especially if you ain't go to college, and especially if you went to public school. This shit in my face every day. I don't know nobody really happy with their situation. It's been past the time for us to do something about this. My ancestors didn't fight and die for me to work a 9 to 5, make enough to live off of fries and die pitifully, painfully, and unhappily. Too many of us are dying miserable, coward-ass deaths, following the same voices that taught us to hate ourselves years ago. They praise our fucked up slave hymns. Thank you.
Come on.
Yeah.
Quick.
That's
how it is. Come on.
Thank you, Steve. I used to ask women why they didn't love themselves more. But how could I ask someone to love a stranger? I can see the confusion in her face when people ask her to be herself, but she can't even see herself because she keeps looking for love in the wrong faces. See? She's afraid to face the face she should be facing, so since she's become complacent, I can she might have to face it. Stop faking fake hair, fake nails, fake face, fake figure. And she wonder why all she attracted fake niggas. She wear eyeliner and fall for one-liners. She spent all of that money just to become a one-nighter. See, she cake on the makeup. We get on, we cake up. No worries about a breakup, she was just a date fuck. All it took was for me to say that I had my cake up and now she on her knees with my kids smearing her makeup. Nigga, we still living in them slavery days. The scraps master used to feed us is what we eat on a regular day. No immunities because the food we eat is full of tomfoolery. Spend rats on matching fits and jewelry. We don't give a fuck about the food we eat. I'm vegan now. So people tell me I walk around like my shit. That's because no kid really doesn't. That's an eating problem. I sit on the toilet for an hour and someone can follow with no problem. They say we all gotta die from something, right?
Right.
Would you rather diabetes, die of ham and cheeses, diabolical diseases, spending racks under the Caesars? Little kids' parents don't care about what they feed them. Got a plate full of death and got the nerve to thank Jesus. Niggas doing the same shit. Bitches saying he ain't shit. Y'all keep doing the same shit because y'all colon's full of the same shit. They say milk does the body good, makes bones strong, filled with calcium and vitamin C. But my auntie needs a new hip and she only like 43. We, the only species that drinks milk from another species. Would you walk up to a cow and put your mouth on his titties? 80% of humans are lactose intolerant and y'all niggas still eat cheese. I'm tired. I'm tired of peering at my peers and thinking, what the fuck? Is this what's become of us, a chocolate nuts or what the fucks? Instead of becoming us, you rather talk about such and such. Whose dick they suck? So worried about their dick when you better realize that you're the one's being fucked. But they ain't fucking me. I flow through the system like water, so when they skeeting in your face, at least they coming clean. I'm tired of these grown-ass babies doing dummy deeds. You need to know the earth before you start planting seeds. I'm just spinning about the shit that angers me, like how we complain about how we need to change, but they trying to arrange and exchange the brains of house nigga. Ain't never wear the change. You can never feel a field nigga's pain. We need to change, true indeed. But the first thing that needs to change is your complacency. Peace. I'm Sheezy Bo.
Y'all keep it going for Cheesy. Yeah, make some more noise for Cheesy, yo. Yeah. That's what's up, that's what's up. Come get me. I feel my life is trapped like walls closing in, trying to take my breath, so I step back fast and ask to be blessed. Give me the strength to move on and deal with the rest. It's been a fucked up year, and we more than 2 months in, trying hard as hell, but surrounded in sin, wondering how the hell I'm in all the shit I'm in. Skies turn black, brothers pull out max, drop birds, try to kiss me, duck swiftly, run quickly, wake up in cold sweat, see shadows on the wall, can't sleep. Have a shot ring, forget it, I'm asleep on the floor. Boys act like men with a strap on the side. Separate them from that shit, that yellow skin you find when you want to threaten my life. Why not take his first chance I get? I gotta find a way out. See, I don't need this shit. Get me away from the beef and from those insane, from the shadows in the night, from the dark to the light. Let us realize our dreams, whichever one comes true. Give us the will to make it, Lord. Got faith in you. Y'all ready for y'all next? Oh my God, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more time, say it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right then. Y'all make some noise for Ray Says y'all. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's up. We do encourage you to bring your own instruments. That's always dope to tell. Appreciate it. One more time. That's it.
Ray Sessia. Yeah.
Ray Sessia. One more time. Make some noise for Ray Sessia, y'all. Yeah.
All right, I got 2 short pieces. One's a cover, one's my own. This first one is cover of Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles.
Yes.
I look at all the lonely people. I look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picks up her rice in a church where a wedding has been. Lives in her dream, waits by the window, wearing her face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Do they all come from? All the lonely people. Do they all belong? Bottom of lazy, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, donning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? I'm looking all lonely.
All right.
I'm looking all lonely. No baby died in the church and was buried alone with a name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from a grave. No one would save all the lonely people. Do they all come from? All the lonely people. Do they all belong?
Girl,
The second song, I need y'all participation. We're in a war, spiritually, the world, across seas. So this is probably like a war cry. So when I say, let me hear your war cry, I need y'all to go, oh. Let me hear your war cry, oh. Let me hear your war cry, oh. Let me hear your war cry, Alright, here we go. Never let me take a try to destroy us, but with my good ass, there's a God in us. No other phone to get me this fast for us. Oh. Let me hear your whole night. Oh. I'm a soldier, army of God. Got my weapon loaded, here we go, I'm ready to ride. I'm unashamed, hot like a fire. Get up, get right, my somebody beside it, provider. Right, I got it, but he already did. For my sins on the cross, and now it is mine. God lives in the life and well. Take 50 back, got sheep to hell. Not on my one, got my eye on his block, and just out. Unless they like it out, I'm ready for my weapons like now. Here we go. Spread the good news to everybody I know, cause I'm gonna be with you, I'm not getting lost. Never I just seek and try to destroy us, but the time for the worst, no other phone that gets me is prosperous. Oh. Let me hear your war cry, oh. The word is a weapon, I don't make a second. Use it as my shield, cause my God, he's protected. Please watching over with evil eyes. Satan see me coming, better run and hide. Cause he tried to get power, now he running power. Use it as my shield, cause I can hold the spirit power. Time talking, by faith walking. I got it to be this, but I ain't this for my falling. I know it, I'm going to buy a day of fire. If he finds a love to go and spread the gospel with glory, just there's no stopping us. Never like it, you can try to destroy us, but we're not for us, never finding us. No one from against me is possible us. Oh. Let me hear your war cry, oh. Let me hear your war cry, oh. Let me hear your war cry, oh.
Yeah. One time, Ray Cessia, y'all. Y'all with the next artist in these areas. Yeah. One more time, now, next area. Yeah. All right then. Y'all make some noise for Quiet Storm.
It's your name, right? Okay, let me go ahead. I'll try to redo that again one more time. Like nicotine, we addicted to evil demons. While they laugh and say, yeah, they were kings and queens before, but now they niggas. Following the ways of enemies that they say they witness. When I close my eyes, I dream of a different scene. We weren't just niggas. But in reality, the things I've seen us do will make the faint heart spring, so I must bear witness. Because we're a long way from what we used to be, so I plant these seeds, and when they sprout, I hope to get this message across to my people who have lost their senses. The truth is hard to find when you're deaf, dumb, and blind, so our search seems endless. The religions we know have been refurbished and resold to keep us defenseless, mentally destroyed and deprogrammed and disillusioned. We all know Jesus was cool, but the story is you, so you must not forget this. That nobody has got to give a nigga, non-intelligent, God-glorifier, anything. Nigga. Research and figure how we became a nigga. We so blind we no longer hide the truth on cryptic pages. There's no excuse for us in these technologically filled information ages. We're too relaxed and complacent to dream a dream and then chase it. Don't be afraid to be hated. This is a trap, so escape it. Mentally starving from time wasted, so stop smelling freedom and taste it. We wish for radical change, yet unwilling to do radical things. Rather sit back and complain, point fingers and blame while shit stay the same. I think it's time that we change. Nigga.
Y'all make some more noise for Quiet Storm, yo.
All right, we got one other person. We're getting ready to call up.
So if y'all ready, say hell yeah. Yeah. Said I got one more person getting ready to call up. So if you ready, say hell yeah. Yeah. All right, then y'all make some noise for Gabby.
I'm gonna do a piece. It's a lot more people here than it was earlier, so I'm gonna do a piece I did earlier. Watch out for this. America wants you to talk, to type, to file down your lives for them on the computer, to rant, survive, feel empowered, not, and I repeat, not actually obtain your rights. They're cowards, you're right. Very powerful country, but to call us lucky, there's something in the end you'll question. We may not have laws making us think what they choose, but they control most of your brains. Pick the curriculum and lesson. Mode in history, so meet your maker. Thank America for your blessings. Was planned. I'll ask this question while teaching lessons, so take notes and get a pen. In history, when dealing with a great gift comes great responsibility. Since this place is such a gift, is that why my burdens be daily killing me. Like, I'll teach you a lesson again. Like when we're born, we signed over our lives to them. Like, we questioned the worth in the lives of men, and when we finally realized the time we spent that, my generation only knows a world of war. Stuff desensitized, couldn't give a fuck about the poor, like, it brainwashed our humanity. Trained our own to kill us, militarized our families. You look at me like, I'm crazy. You don't see this shit, man, you just gotta be lazy. Lately, I'm like, who the fuck could save me? When the same man that made your God hates me, throwing bait at the sea, waiting for us to bite so they can say we jumped in the boat to rob them or take it their life got. 2 camera crews on the inside. The perfect angle to confirm his side got. 2 camera crews on the inside. But the perfect angle to confirm his side. Finagle my story in the sea of the shark. Gangster that deserves to die, stricken pride, they taking our lives like these times ain't changed. Keep justifying my death like these times ain't changed. That shit all up in your mind, I can't decide to say. These times ain't changed today, right? Like, it's always dawn of the dead, yet it's only our blood that sheds in daylight. Well,
y'all make some more noise. Dude, I was all this shit, I'm like, what?
Amen. Yo, phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. All right, y'all in for a treat, man.
Y'all ready for y'all next artist? Let me hear you say hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more time right now, says hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, y'all make some noise for the man himself, Rocky!
No, my brother. You don't come out. You see me on the bed? Do I need to sit down?
No, we see you. You're probably you see you good. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Almost right, bro. Take a shot.
I've been on some dope statements lately. But that never changes the fact that this is still one of my favorites, one of my favorite places to be.
All right.
I think it's a very powerful thing that people who are here the people who are here speaking, saying the things that they're saying. So if we could get a huge round of applause for all of us artists. Yeah! So, in having been on a lot of different kinds of stages lately, I've ended up in a lot of spaces where the nature of the environment is such that I have to temper my performance. But when I don't have to do that, I really prefer to get down, like rip off the clothes and scream and hit my knees and all that jazz. That's not what I'm going to do today. Today, I think I'll just keep it cool, This is some serious shit that we're here for, right? Yeah, that's right. Serious business. This is not just entertainment. This is war. This is life, So, if you want to see me snapping or hear me snapping and, tearing it down, my project is dropped. You can find it online. It's a free download. www. Thank you.
I swear it's not.
Thank you. www.rocketmcflymusic.com. That's ROCKETMCFLYY. If you want to hear me snap live, follow us on Twitter and keep coming back to Rhyme and Reason. You'll see me. You'll see me. This piece is called Heaven Bound. I really want y'all to listen to this. Thank you for believing in me. Zoom. When you hang around with cold folk, guess what you turn into? Yeah, cold folks, damn. Wrote the beat, then groove like how they outwrote the beat. You wanna clap, don't stand, don't stop your feet, my release complete. And it sound like more than art, more than fashion, more than food for your soul, get the groove, get the passion, flame gon' flicker through the bang, light a fire, flip a fly, make them motherfuckers sing. I ain't heavy on your heart, yo, fucking feel a thing, yo, fucking feel a thing, you insane. And I'm like, I know not be here, I would have to pay. Oh, when darkness falls upon the day, redemption saves to lay down. But weary head, where do we go from here? To war and rally for new president. Wrote him in to beg us for our help, but we can't trust the man. Now can we please slime this to cop that? Yeah, we do the shit on the daily, but we would make more food for our babies if we turned that fuck you, baby, and my people. So we would not get that, no. For we taught more to fear all our leaders who eat us, but ain't it the leaders who need us to feed them? So what do that make me? Part one is Heaven Bound. And then this I'll kick it just because people enjoy hearing it. And it's real for me. It's a long way home, but I've cast my fears away. I wandered so far from where the thoughts my love would go. Yeah, but I will live this life and I've served my time for promise of vengeance. So it's a long way home, but it's where I want to go. It's where I want to go. Yeah. It's just another place start to party. Another favorite thing excuse to fold my face. Why am I surprised? See, I get there and ain't no place for broken souls, and there's a devil along every golden road. But at times, hell seems better than nowhere. Ooh, I gotta keep moving forward. Ooh, I can't let my past disrupt my past, or the chains of disappointment I feel keep me. So it's a long way home, but I have cast my fears away. I wandered so far from you without my love to go. Yeah, yeah, but I will live this life and I've set my time for promise of better days. So it's a long way home. It's where I want to go. It's where I want to go. Where I want to go. Where I want to go. Want to go. Want to go. Yeah, 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 it's a long way home. It's where I want to go.
Y'all keep it going one more time for Rocket! Y'all ready for your next artist? Me say hell yeah? Yeah. One more time, man, say hell yeah? Yeah. Alright, then. Y'all make some noise for Grover!
It's beautiful that we got people all over pulling for one group of black people. We have a group of black people that are suffering in Ferguson, but black people are suffering all over the country. So it's beautiful that over here, we suffer how we suffer. We are concerned with the suffering of other black people. And we got to continue to do that. We got to continue to care about brothers in other places. We can't just care about those who are right around us. As much as we do need to focus on those who are right around us. We need to continuously care for all black people, all the oppressed people in the world. I have a poem that's actually newer. I felt like I fit the vibe a little bit more. It's not memorized, so I'm going to have to go off the phone. I know. But here we go. White boy, nigger. Funny words ain't so funny, but laughs out like mouths. Teeth come out next as feet and fist, tooth and nail, bruised white flesh, colored like a nigger bee. Watching his back and store what you got. A few too many niggers in your teeth. Better spit them out like blood. Crip, what set you claim? Nothing but black here. Here, nothing but black here. You call us black by way of nigger. Made our black shine with justice. Following black in the blackness, thought yourself white enough to escape our engulfment. No harm but to sheath you in blackness. By the time we release you, hope your blood has cleansed you of all forced supremacy. I have to ask why. You followed a group of niggers into the nigger dark to smoke with niggers who were too nigger to have names. I have to ask why. I was okay with transporting this animal to its slaughter. Some of us smoked, some listened.
The homie pointed. So the only one there who had never had to fear for life when they heard the word, nigga. Man, you got some heart, white boy. Shouting my American name out pickup truck windows, white boy responds. White smile spills out. Yeah, I say what I want. I ain't afraid of nobody. He laughs. Nigga, one hit to the temple should have prayed. Finding judgment day in the hands of niggas who never know God's image as well as you did that night. Because when you screamed out, please don't hit me again. We ran with your body laying on the ground, pale enough to play corpse, bleeding enough to see you were unfinished prey. You should have prayed. Because when slave feet hit concrete, we heard whip crack. Remember the nigga stitched into our flesh, we can never really preserve our own flesh, protect our own flesh, but we can open yours to the white meat. Turn around. You limped toward a street light, proposed white light pouring guilt over everything deemed impure. If only you reached that light before darkness ran up, nigga punched your ass, you felt like a power structure should. Crying out for help in a world with no sympathy for a noose that's met our whole family tree. As we ran up, our feet and fists, tooth and nail, you shed blood. You shed tears. We never shed our nigga. Went home like nothing happened. I ate chicken wings. There was buffalo. It was good as fuck. Next day we had food. Niggas spoke. Spoke of blood. Spoke of tough. I lied. I spoke. Said my foot met his face, faced the truth. We knew police were coming. I never struck that white foot. Some never broke the chanting ritual of feet and fist, tooth and nail, niggers, feet and fist, tooth and nail. Some of us ran. We knew he wouldn't die, but deserved to be baptized in blood, be reborn. I never really knew if I wish I had done backwards.
Y'all make some more noise for Grover, y'all. Y'all ready for y'all next artist? I mean, say hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more time I say hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Y'all make some noise for Easy Danger.
Lord have mercy.
Hey,
What up, though?
God damn, that's bright.
Hey, you made it to the top, baby.
Yeah. Showtime.
Easy Danger. You can call me Ed. It's a little easier that way. I am not prepared to be doing this right now. So I'm reading from my book. I don't have a whole bunch of like politics and shit going on in my pieces. I just write about what I see and what I write and what it goes through my head. So this is what I'm getting down with today. This is called Slam. I used to worry that I never learned how to slam properly. I was concerned that my voice didn't project the right way, and I had no partner standing next to me to chorus the last few words in my stanza, or repeat them after I said it, or repeat them after I said it, or repeat them after I said it for emphasis.
I think you said it for emphasis.
I would regret not knowing all the details of the latest civil rights case, because everyone digs in the passion protest or pleading clear condemning cop corruption and cries love it when pastors turn around and preach to them. So I go searching for tragedy in my upper, lower, middle class, straight male, double parented, low debt, car, 16-year-old past. I remember I once wrote this piece about being mixed. I played up my Hollywood heritage and the fact that my diction told kids that I wasn't black enough. But that trauma never lasted because my narcissism blasted any feelings of outcasting right away. I'm understanding I've got way too many silver lines in my life for me to slam properly. It's like I have some little aspect missing. Because similar lyricists are making it with slick lines and metaphors while still others lack any meaning. Slam. I was never too good at following those slam tropes because I spit like I spoke. And on some of these dudes are genuine showmanship's a premium, but I'm using this as an asthma inhaler. I'm getting shit off my chest. So while some folks are awkwardly evoking other artists, I'll be casually carving creative cadences, littering literary alliteration like an asshole administrative assistant disrespectfully disregarding dictation. I'm clapping dope. Everything on my pad, I'm glad I wrote. So I don't shout, and I hardly gesture. And I talk about silly shit like how complaining doesn't make the world a better place, but making dope shit does.
All right.
I write about personal shit like
how can I be better than I am? Because if I could choose one superpower, it'd be flight over invisibility so I could rise over the bullshit, or maybe just the strength to pick you up when you're down. Sometimes I just talk about Doctor Who because that show is fucking awesome. I like to talk about inequality, like how all that awful shit we deal with on a daily basis pales in number to all the wonderful shit we can make on this earth. And this part isn't even a line in the poem, but if we can't see the sun coming over the horizon sometimes, what the fuck are we even fighting for? Back to the words. Because I don't do this for judges and I don't do this for you. I do this for me and I do this for truth. So whether I'm in front of you here or at home alone in the booth, I'm going to keep doing what I do the way that I do. So from now on, I don't really care if I never win a slam. I'll just smile, congratulate, and take my 6 like a man. That's slam. I got time for? Yeah. Got time for one more? Just real quick, I also host an open mic, and I'm starting a writing group. If anybody wants to know about that, get at me afterwards or email me. I'm in 5o'clock.org. I just don't want to take up a bunch of time talking about that shit because that's not what we're here for, right? Well, you got my email, at 5o'clock.org. Hit me up. We can talk and stuff. This is yeah, I don't know what this is called. We'll figure it out later. Maybe you guys give me a hand. Unnamed. My poetry will never forget to call. My poetry will never forget your birthday. My poetry will never forget. My poetry will never regret like I will. You see, poetry me is smooth. You could even say considerate of how regular ass me might as well be a degenerate. I cuss all the time and I drink too much. Not to mention that I'm nerdy and I think too much. Not to mention that I'm flirty and around 1:30 I'll probably call you up drunk and say too much. But my written self is all right things at the right time. He will compare you to a summer's day, or hip-hop, or that intangible relationship between music and love, or time and space, or caramel and souls, but he will not judge you next to ex-girlfriends. My poetry will never lie. It will never be late. It will never put work first, nor say another woman's name in bed. My writing will not grow insecure, nor take out previous pains on you. It knows it's not your fault, like maybe one day I'll learn. But don't get me wrong. My literary person will not hold you after a long day, nor massage your pains away, cook your favorite pasta dish, or beat up assholes that disrespect you. You kind of need a physical body to do all those things. And talking about making a metaphor right now. But it'll also never fight your dad or cuss out your friends, turn around and ask him to borrow money and try to get in their pants. He won't argue with you over religion, nor lacks thereof, nor complain of your terrible taste in television, even recognizing the fact that any show that starts with the words, The Real Housewives, is going to be some bullshit. Like, I don't understand how you watch. Sorry. I digress. But my poetry never must apologize, because it'll never harm you emotionally nor otherwise. My poetry has no commitment issues. It won't yell at you outside of parties after eyeing up other women. You'll always have them, those words, those dreams of better living, those lines that never tire, those bars that never break. There will be no crescendo signaling when my poetry will leave you, whereas I, at any time, might just go. So you want to know why I write so much love poetry? There I can be what I'm not. There I can be what you need me to be. There, I can treat you as the queen. I can only describe you as. There, we can both rule together and we can live. At least for 2.5 minutes. Easy.
Easy. Yeah. What I got? Yeah.
That dirty money.
Easy. Danger. What's up? Just saying moves, man. Remembering why we here. Remembering the reason why we all came. We love that entertainment and the opportunity to educate with our talent. And the reason why we are here is, again, to help the spirits and the finances of protesters in Ferguson, Missouri, right? Aiding them with legal fees and family expenses and things like that while they continue to be on the front lines down there. So y'all make some noise for that. And actually, it gives me great pleasure to be able to call this next brother up, because this is my brother, my comrade in arms, and a man who, without his help, this event would not have been able to take place. So y'all make some noise for protestors!
Hey, he called too.
How y'all feel, everybody all right? Yeah. All right, yeah. Give it up. I said I'm going to do this. Speak of what?
You're from the home of the dangerous, the free and the brave. It's the locally known latest, son of the native, where we dream of one day of making escapes, but just as quick turns, we say we can't punch a clock on that minimum wage shit, so they hit the block on that minimum wage shit. Yeah, they at a spot, but niggas really don't make shit. Boy, they swear they about to blow though. They be on that Drake shit. I'm a Detroit resident, so ain't nothing sacred, because it's a church in every corner, but they stripping them naked. I'm talking physically, spiritually, no love in the city, no, we romance chemically, agree to disagree, then we fall individually, toil collectively, feeling like we really free to pick up that selectively, no matter what your section be. It's like where the recession be, because we've been doing this for years, we know the recipe. Hustle with urgency, stimulate internally, try to move a couple things so doors are open sesame. Domestically, with little effort, we master these specialties. In hindsight, usually view the shit regrettably, either at a burial or fighting off a felony. I fell for my city, wonder if my city fell for me. It's love and hate, heaven and hell for me. From the home of the brainless, from the home of the shameless, where niggas is brainless. Money divide the whole crew, then subtract the remainders. Cops faced it. Boy, they both demon and angel, because we was born, bred, and raised here. They treat us like strangers, lock us in cages, or they try to find us in chambers. Either the one the judge hang you, or the one where they bang us. While our schools outdated and teachers deranged, they got the latest of the gauges. They silent and dangerous, violent exchanges, shootouts with riders and gangsters, and we in the crossfire. Ain't no way to escape it. Popping pills every day, we still trapped in this matrix. It's ghetto life, we can't shake it, so we simply embrace it. Hug it like an old friend that we ain't seen in age. It's like a Donald Goins novel. We just turn to the pages. Know the way the story ends, but we can't really change it. So if we gotta go out, we going out in the blaze. That's that piece. How am I feeling? Everybody all right? I'm very, very grateful for everybody who's here. Those that came to share their words, share their talent, share their energy with this event. Those that came just to hear what is happening, because otherwise, you know, just us sitting in the space talking to each other. There's no point in having performance if we don't have people there to receive the messages coming to them. Try not to ramble. Like everybody here, I saw the events that happened in Ferguson, and it's, for whatever reason, those were the ones that caught, you know, national attention. And for whatever reason, those were the ones that mounted, you know, a great deal of protest. For whatever reason, those were the ones that quite a few people seemed to get behind. However, as we learned before Ferguson, and as we've learned since Ferguson, it's not like any type of isolated incident. If you were here during family time, or if you just have eyes and ears, and any of your senses work, you know that's a lot of what it is that we're experiencing in Detroit. The brother who was here earlier had a T-shirt that said Ferguson is Detroit, and that's real. I say all that to say that I, as somebody who prides himself on being an action person, I was not able to go to Ferguson. So we have a lot of people, you know, we get up and we do poetry, and people get up and they talk, and they, you know, it was a rally here. Now I heard a ton of people, man, I ain't with that march and that rally and shit. But I didn't see them saying people going to get on the front line. But I'm saying that to say I didn't see myself going either, and I'm the same way. So when I was advised about this event that was going on as a fundraiser for the people that were there on the front line, for the people that were there to get arrested, to get harassed by police, in some instances getting shot, you know, there's people still in the hospital behind things that happened there. I see it as being the least I can do is, you know, participate in a fundraiser to raise funds for people who encounter legal trouble behind that. So there's a website, there's a GoFundMe. If you look on the GoFundMe if you look on my page, the link's gonna be posted on my page. Anybody interested in contributing online, if you look on the Poets for Ferguson page, the link is listed on there. There's a GoFundMe site. I have this bucket in my hand because, as we, the poetry community, know, there's events where we have features every week, you know, a few times a week, and we pass the bucket for those individuals to reap the benefits of their talent. Where everybody here has contributed their talent to this event, so we're gonna pass the basket here. And whatever you have in your possession to give towards this cause, then we're gonna collect on behalf of that. So we're gonna pass the basket a couple of times. Matter of fact, we'll sit up here if anybody wants to give. But my second piece, real quick, I'm gonna go into. It's really the reason why any of this matters to me. It's the reason why any of this means something to me, compared to the struggle that those who were 50, 100, 200, 300 years before us came
You know, what we have to do is light work. And there's been an investment. There's been an investment in blood, in tears, and sacrifice, and people literally giving their lives for us to get to this point, and we still haven't reached the finish line. So the question that I constantly look at myself and I question myself about, am I honoring that investment? You know, if somebody's willing to invest way more than what I'm being asked, can I do the little bit that I'm being asked to do? Can I go without, like my man Sheezy said in his poem, we revolutionaries till scandal come on. And I'm not saying can't nobody watch Scandal, but what is it that you're really doing? What is that you're really doing to honor that investment? So this poem, I feel like it's the most important poem I ever wrote. It is about that relationship, that generational relationship. And here it goes. Let's start talking about it just a bit. Here, y'all can feel free to pass this while I'm spitting.
That's my shit. I don't even know what he's about to say.
Dear son, one day you will find yourself traveling down a hill on your bike. Speeding faster than your feet can pedal you. Ahead of you, you will see a busy intersection, and like many protestors before you, you will not panic. Knowing that the 2 to 3 seconds that separate you from impending death is more than enough time to squeeze your brake. You will squeeze your brake, and it will not work. And in that moment, know that you are alive. One day you will meet a beautiful girl. Her hair will smell like honeydew. Her smile will stop you in your tracks every time. You will hand her your heart in a neatly pressed perfumed envelope, which she will immediately open, and she will blush. She will bask momentarily in the warm radiance that is your love, and then she will sit that envelope down on her dresser, and she will forget it ever existed. She's doing you a favor. Son, know that from the moment that you were born, that there were men whose very lives were dedicated to seeing your destruction. Also note the many others who have fought, bled, even gave their lives in order to ensure your success. Son, please know that you are equal to both of these groups for the remarkable resilience that you will develop. You will find that there are those who will hate you because you do not look like them. Also others who will hate you because you do. This is exactly as confusing and fucked up as it sounds. Do not waste a moment. One day you will come face to face with your fears. You will look them directly in the eye, and then you will turn and you will run away. Do not be ashamed. You will meet them again. This time, you will be bigger, you will be stronger, you will be wiser, you will now be qualified to hold the hands of those who have not yet learned that courage is not the opposite of fear, just the willingness to move forward despite it. You come from a line of articulate men, son. Please know that it has not always been this way. Before there were love poems, there were angry phone calls, doors slammed, backs turned, welts seared across backsides, arms and legs, guns lowered from foreheads and holsters, pills, bottle, and powder put down, never to be picked up again. 60+ years in factories that left bodies bent over and broken. Son, please know that all of these things were trying to say the same thing. Boy, I love you. One day you will come to me. And like we've already done a million times before, I will tell you, son, you are wrong. Do not do that. Choose another option, and you will walk out of that door. And you will do exactly what it is that I asked you not to do. And because of this, you will experience great regret. You will experience pain. You will experience heartache. And son, I will never be more proud of you. You owe your beautiful face to your mother. You owe your hard head to your father. Everything else
is yours. You owe no explanation nor justification to anyone for the man that you will become. Son, one day, if you're lucky, you might meet a little boy. Do not be alarmed, but he'll probably be naked. He will be so small, but he will be the biggest thing that has ever happened to your life. He will have the tiniest little hands, which he will use to steal your very heart from your chest, the little thief. He will take your very breath away. This is okay. Immediately, you will know that you would give him your last. Pay attention, son. See, he's here to teach you things that I never could, things that no one else can. He will show you so much about life, about love, about a beauty and a power that lies in you that you never even imagined. And in return, all he will ask is to know you. It's crazy, I know, but trust me, if you do this, you will never, ever do anything greater. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. The rest of
We gotta keep it going for Prostel, Y'all ready for the next open mic? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Say it if you ready for the next open mic audience. Let me hear you say, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Y'all make some noise for this phenomenal sister getting ready to come up and do what she do, man. Get ready to blow us all the way. Make some noise for Intellect!
Lord of mercy.
Good God.
So I got these two pieces that
two shits.
consider the concept of both of the pieces. The concept for the I'm gonna keep doing what I do.
I like your strap. That's what she said.
Do you groove at jazz funerals? There are infants who never got a chance to see their second breath before their spines were clipped like toenails, or their necks snap like fingers to jazz. How can you groove if there is no soul to your soul? Do you groove at jazz funerals? Why don't we move before there are funerals? Where does your soul? That's that piece.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So the second piece is like a part 2 for that one, but it's more of the concept because it's actually a cover. So y'all mind if I sit down for this piece?
Nah, you can hold. You can do what you want to do.
Shout out to me only playing the guitar for 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Can we get you some ice?
Barely just I got time. She got free. Heartbreak. Don't break. The best day. I don't
Always is no trouble sleeping. Heartbreak, don't break. What am I supposed to do? As part of me was always you. What they say bad things happen for a reason. Those wise words don't stop the beating. Hold on, I'm still breathing. Heartbreak, don't break. What am I supposed to do? That's what I'm feeling. Always you and what am I to say? Honestly, stay. Honestly,
I keep making noise for intellect. You know?
Yeah.
Got a little something I want to do real quick. Is that all right?
Yeah,
Is that all right?
Remember, it's right here, man. That's the main reason why we're here.
All right, this is actually, well, if y'all know, y'all eye catch on. This country never loved us. Fuckers never loved us. You don't know, now you know now. Trayvon, Michael Brown, Jordan Davis should have showed us. Shit. Niggas still falling for this old shit. But yo shit, like a nigga educated by the public school system, we don't know shit. Fuck stressing. Niggas need to start flexing. This country never loved us. Niggas living in oppression. Nigga, look at you. Look at you and look at you. Oh, you ain't know God chose us? Cause man, it's a mission just to break a fucking system, a whole nation full of sinners on their worst behavior. Yeah. They used to never want to hear us. Remember? This country never loved us. Remember? Motherfucker. Remember? This country never loved us. They on their worst behavior. Don't you ever get it fucked up. This country never loved us. Man, motherfuckers never loved us. They on their worst behavior. Hold on. Check your tone. This country never loved us. Niggas mad at me, but they scared of their oppressor. Oh, nigga, now you on roll one. This country never loved us. So everywhere we go, hook show up, COINTELPRO, to the killers in our youth, 80s baby in a booth, motherfucker, I done grown up. Ooh. You know me? Yeah, you know me? I'm liable to do anything just to get F-R-E-E. You are weak. Yeah, you are weak. Bitch, you better have more money when we come for the shit like the FOC on our worst behavior. Yeah. They used to never want to hear us. Remember? This country never loved us. Remember? Motherfucker! Remember?
Come on, Kev.
This country never loved us. They on their worst behavior. Don't you ever get it fucked up. This country never loved us. Man, motherfuckers never loved us. They only worse behaved. Savior. That's something I would never claim to be, but I'm a motherfucking God on the beat. Know that I'd rather put my soldiers in the street, bullets in my teeth, so it's track like two texts banging at the beast. Cows need to stop it. Niggas lost their soul, man, they all out for profit. Niggas ain't about it. If nigga was, he'd cut them off like a broke out, reaching in your motherfucking pocket. Fuck boycott and start building your own. Man, take control when you don't. Raise a flag, build a nation at home. Pick up a gun, big enough to stop a tank or a predator drone. See the level I'm on. That's some shit you couldn't see with a periscope. Underground nigga, that's also when I fit. Tell me what I look like, sitting tripping about somebody yacht. Pirate at your deck, Somalia where we rep. Mercedes is at your neck. On the top, to his bottom fall, nigga. Blind to the facts like we died in the valley out in Vegas. Fucking captain tell me who the navigator. While we still debating, now he racing to a defecator. Hang him by his chain, blow his brain, go insane, and he still wouldn't be able to feel my pain. Never tried to attain was not man-made. Never gaze in this plane, it's not the stench of death that placates a dead man's brain. Let them same men at you aim, but trying to break from them what constrains and maintains this material illusion that foments through the ignorant, and that's some shit you can quote. My spirit stick, I get there of atonement. If I was shot in this moment, I would never die, but Tupac would leak from my chest. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. Motherfucker. Woo! Everybody feel like artists, hell yeah! Everybody feel like artists, hell yeah! Nice boy! For tomorrow! Hey! Peace, peace. Hey, like I've been in this program. Man, you in the right place. Yeah, yeah. Love that piece, man. You do a quick piece, y'all. Get out of y'all way. This piece is called Resistance. Fitting for kind of what we're going through in this country. I resist every inch of your system. Evolve my thoughts out your box, for resistance creates strength. So we turn our backs on your 3/5. Nurture our abilities by ingesting the metaneta, also known as hieroglyphs. The meaning behind the power of unity in our black fist. This is a Holocaust, and black Jews need a Schindler's List. Time to leave religion at home. Maybe then we can learn to coexist. The futures of our babies at risk. What kind of unnatural way of living is this? Where corporations are the new plantations, where integration has been accepted as reparations. Yeah. What kind of unnatural way of living is this? Where the aboriginals, you have the fucking nerve to call refugees. Where hip-hop celebrates weak-ass MCs. Where we live in a world of, man, you factored dis-ease. So miss me with that equality shit. Because in this life, it's just a dream of bliss. Then you awake and really get pissed. The reason my mind goes into a righteous fit when exposing every lying trick used to program our wit. Enslaving us to exist, addicted with an infected reality. Casualties still occur. We're living casually. Check to check, barely surviving, spiritually dying, a forced formality. Easy to become a POW when your principles are aligned with the wrong principalities. Repercussions of being kidnapped and trapped in their mirage, which is a fallacy. No saviors on deck. We be our own Calvary. Ancient lost seed, new true breed, follower of happy prophecies. Chemites from Kemet, studying Kemetic, swallowed, digested. Melanated, so protected, consciousness resurrected, BWO. Black world order, the objective. Tired of all media controlled suggestions, and to hell with all Democrats and Republicans who tamper with elections. You be the motherfuckers that keep the people stressing. And how dare anyone call this materialistic world a blessing when its preachers and priests still confessing to child molestants. Emergency manager, not elected, but illegally selected and injected into a city
whose citizens' liberties are neglected, and you call this a democracy? You sound more like some form of evil policies. How Hans Farm got their hands on over 2,000 parcels of our farmland, land grabs, gentrification, you do the math, of Dan Gilbert's plans to pimp the people of plenty commercial properties. Sound like pimping still living within political philosophies. These are their freedoms. What freedoms? Whose freedoms? Your freedoms, our deaths. We will resist these freedoms within your system until our last breath. Peace, y'all.
Make some more noise for Kamara L, y'all. Yeah! Get ready for that next comment, say hell yeah. Yeah. One more time, say hell yeah. Yeah. This next battle I'm getting ready to call up, man. It's going to be a treat for all y'all, one of Detroit's finest artists, man. Y'all make some noise for the man himself, Deontay Oceano!
I gotta be old as shit and use the mic stand and shit. Oh, that's right. I know. I just left the gym.
Tell us about
my ankle today. That's why I'm just not getting here. You know, trying to skip and shit, missing the squares and all that. But can we get an applause for all of y'all for coming out and supporting this beautiful event?
Oh my God, it's me.
This is like an example of why I love my hometown. It's like some real shit. We get some real work done. Yeah. You know? I'm gonna just kick one piece and then sit my hobbled ass down before I gotta head back home. My homeboys and my mama is cussing me out for leaving the crib.
Like Tupac.
Don't sound like Tupac. Don't sound like Tupac. I'm not trying to add a problem. Love the pot.
Willis Reed?
I guess I can say Willis Reed. Then I gotta be old and have an unkept afro and all that shit. But yeah, it's awful. It's pretty much genocide going on in America.
For real. Yeah.
It's genocide going on around the world, and we want to police shit around the world. But when it comes to our own communities, our own cities, our government ain't doing shit. I mean, I guess now it's on record me saying it, but I mean, whatever. They're not doing shit. You got cities being gentrified, not just Detroit, Baltimore, Oakland, New Orleans. Homeless all over the place. Unemployment all over the place. People massacred by the people that our taxes pay. And we're supposed to just sit down and accept this shit. Like, yeah, let's go over and save people in Syria while our government is more or less killing us. Y'all know I'm a teacher and shit. I'm going to do this for home. I'm dedicated to my students. I'm going to let everybody else kill it on the stage. I'm going to hobble my black ass on. I teach poetry as a means of survival to endangered species. My black students laugh wildly in the classroom, but when I ask them to write what mask they will wear, they grow silent as a forest nobody hears, wondering what change of face will help them live longer. My students write about their personal disappointments, about how they're a generation of premature martyrs, about how their skin is this weird hybrid camouflage, how nobody seems to notice them until they're dead. They know their lives are being treated like fields of grass. Nobody says they see a problem with them being cut short. They're becoming the foundations of gardens. Black girls and boys being buried before blossoming, broken bodies bearing bullets burrowed beneath their bones. I know why they have trust issues instead of trust funds. Nobody is banking on their survival. They are not safe. I know what it feels like to be a generation drowning in silence. I know how it feels to be a generation disappearing when we are dying. My face is a mask. It fools my mirror. Tells it I'm over. As if that means I'm a survivor. I own the man I am underneath, the one that hears the horrifying sound of endangered children falling like forests. I know how a shotgun on a porch can turn a young girl asking for help silent. I know how a pistol on a washmeter can choke a young boy's sweet tooth on his own blood. I know our classroom is just a reservation. Outside, we're considered big game by people with guns who call us a threat.
Shit.
I teach my students everything I know in these poems, as if I'm not still on the run with it. Thank you.
Y'all tell.
Y'all make some more noise for Deontay, y'all. We're gonna keep this thing moving. Y'all ready for y'all next artist? Say hell yeah. One more time, loud now. Say hell yeah. All right. This next brother getting ready to come up is another phenomenal artist, man. Coming to lend his talent to this worthy cause that we have here today. All right. So y'all lend your ears to what the man has to say. Make some noise for Juke. Yeah.
Peace, y'all good? Everybody all right?
Hey, what up?
Hey, I ain't good for smart talk. But, this is a dope cause, man. Black time, my people, man. So, like, man, what's there, my man? So, like, anything I got on, definitely gonna be a part of it. Yeah, it's a situation, man. It's funny. I got a piece of this dude, man. I know Mike. I grew up with Mike. His name is Chris P. Shot in the back like 2001, undercover cop. Wasn't no CNN coverage, you know what I'm saying? One of the news coverage, nobody. I'm pretty sure none of y'all ever heard about this. Yes. It's been happening, it's going to see. I remember Malcolm Green, you know what I'm saying? I'm on Malcolm Green. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. It's been happening. It's going to continue to happen. As long as they see it's the profit. That's all they see is that profit. And I'm going to get off my soapbox and leave it at this until we claim my nationality. As individuals, sovereign individuals on this land, that's ours. We'll continue to treat us like ours. We're still trying to figure out why the cops shot him. Word circulated quick before his mom even got a chance to ID the body. See, where on the street is the homie tried to retreat. Pigs say he had a pistol, but can't nobody find the heat. It's somebody trying to speak. We need answers right now. You see, as a community, we fed up because on the ground lays another child. And all the while, it was said his face could be seen holding a smile as he pulled the trigger. They see the neighborhood grows hostile because on the ground lays another nigga. The same streets he played in. Same neighborhood he was raised in with multiple shots blazing from brazen pigs. Bullets leave more than just abrasions when they hit. You see Glocks spin niggas around like washing cycles. Hollow points penetrating, had your insides dancing like a hunting rifle. Then bring up your old felonies just to make sure the homicide is justifiable. Get off even when evidence is undeniable. Evident that your presence among our residents is unreliable, so what the fuck you even here for?
Oh, come on.
As I read that nonsense on the side of your squad car door, I see the words to protect and serve. Thinking to myself, how fucking absurd. I guess by pulling me over for no seatbelt, you protected me. Taking me to jail for suspended license and serving the community. Told me if I tell my fam, I'd get immunity, even if I did this shit or not. From my nigga Chris Peak to Sean Bell to Oscar Grant to Eric Gardner to Mike Brown, this shit don't stop. You see, trying to crop us out like Photoshop, one at a time. You see, these days, even with DNA evidence, you're guilty if you didn't commit the crime. So no wonder they say justice is blind. She barely see the facts. Come on. See, even the autopsy ends, the police said family had a chance to react. So where they do that at? Shit, Detroit, Chicago, Oakland, New York, wherever you see predominantly black. So no justice, no peace. And please know I mean this shit from the bottom of my heart when I say this. Fuck the police. All right? I wrote that like 09. Don't really perform much. I'll dedicate some money to Chris, man. I'm going to get out your way. So,
yeah.
Let's
Come on, yo.
Alright. There's a lot of cats out here playing revolutionary, playing their activists and shit. Like, I love it. In fact, I'm doing this piece here to where some real frontline stand-up brothers like Kevlar and the Black Top family. Man. They real, they not just out here speaking this shit, they really active, you know what I'm saying, doing it. So that's out the bunchy over there.
Alright.
So yeah, I'm gonna just do this, man. This is dedicated to the proactive revolution. We march to a cadence. March because we fed up. Nisha McBride, Jordan Davis, I'm saying we had enough. Walking for trademarking. Laser writers, lighters, and sparkle. We don't overcome from Malcolm, Megan, and Mark. We march to the beat of our own drum marching. This my battle cry, here we come marching. Fist in the air if you feel me. Just know you can't get rid of me no matter how many you killing me. We march. And they say if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Where I'm from, niggas stand and wait in line for Jordans and PlayStation 4s for hours, but too coward to stand up for anything of substance. Quick to black and profile, screen out and scream out for Trayvon's justice, but neglect the fact that in Chicago and Detroit alone had over 800 grieving mothers. My fam said it's a controversial subject and I probably shouldn't touch it, but fuck it, I've always been a hands-on nigga. While they screaming revolution, we at the gun range practicing shooting, making sure these pistols got hairline triggers. You can keep your peaceful demonstrations. While I'm demonstrating the frustrations of niggas who feel just like me and losing patience, sick of being demonized for taking instead of waiting on their handouts. You see, niggas love to wait to listen to the Mike Brown, and then Mike Brown laying on the ground and holler out, man, down and act like the tiptoeing around is a movement. But it's different levels of being in motion. You either in the fast lane, close to the cruising, which lane are you in? There'll be no television viewing for the solutions. You can get on board and keep it moving and keep your mouth shut. It's only a small fraction ready for action. The rest of these niggas just talking too much. Claiming a bunch of shit they won't do. I promise it seems like revolutionary, I'm sorry, and I love you are the words we most overuse because you never really mean the shit when you say it. It just sounds cool, but at least a nigga's shoes is fresh. Shit, he waited 13 hours to make sure he was fresh to death. And as long as you got mad in 2K14, 2K15 on deck, it'll be a living room full of niggas hollering out got next, but it was too cold to stand on City Hall steps and hold your place. Niggas too complacent, quick to look the other way until it's their sister shot in the face. Buckshot sprayed from point blank range. You see the story changes, but the characters stay the same. I say the story changes, but the color stays the same. And it's land of the free, home of the brave. But Skittles, hoodie, and loud music can leave you getting put in the grave. Might as well stand your ground. And why should you ask for help these days? Because a girl in need can lead to a child getting put down. So go ahead, nigga, stand up for what you believe in. Because while you was waiting for them punk-ass pair of shoes, this is all a few of us moles who gonna figure out how to get in.
All right. Lot of mercy, right near the beat.
Make some more noise. Jude. All right. If y'all ready for the next artist, let me say hell yeah. Hell yeah. One more time, say hey.
Hell yeah.
One more time, if you ready, say hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. All right.
You just do the speech and stuff.
Sure.
All right. It gives me a great honor to be able to call this next sister up. She's a phenomenal artist. She does everything you can think of and 5 things you can't. She's one of Detroit rare hidden gems, man. Y'all make some noise for Rose!
And she finds frog hair, frog hair.
Hey, girl. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Okay.
One single rose, one rose. AKA one single rose.
You did that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a couple pieces of music that way. Y'all can help me out. So this is something I'm working on.
Noosh.
Yeah. So when I give it to you like this, or like this, or whatever I point to, you can just say march.
March.
March. March.
March. March. March. March.
If I do like this, that means stop.
Okay.
I might get in my feelings or something, but if you see me do this, that means stop. March. March.
March. March. March. March.
You and me belong, you and me belong together. And I believe in you, I believe you feel the same.
Woo. See you, Mom. Hey, Mom.
And we got strong stronger than we ever thought we would all along. And I know that times are getting rough, so shorty march. Walk with me, 'cause you know life can be a battle zone. 'Cause we're coming up on uncharted territory. But we still, I still, you still, we still. So many obstacles in front of us, we can't see, no, but we still, I still, you still, we still. The clouds bring a storm, bring us pain, bring us harm, and I still, you still, we still, you still. Round, rip apart, bring us back to the start, and I still, you still, we still, you're still holding in the pain, the pain, the pain. We waited for so long. We've got so much to gain together. You don't have to walk alone long as I exist. Oh no, you don't. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. 'Cause we're coming up on uncharted territory. But we still, I still, you still, we still. So many obstacles in front of us, we can't see, no, but we still, I still, you still, we still.
Come on, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, if it would please the court, the defense will now present its closing argument. Is that all right? She wanted to provide a better life for her seeds, far away from the proverbial hood that's up to no good. A safe haven where the family could breathe fresh air and sighs of relief after escaping their urban digs unharmed. She'd heard of this land of milk and honey called the suburbs, where children were promised to receive educations unrivaled by have-nots of inner city public school systems. A place they'd actually learned something because they had books, computers, and no budgetary restraints. The cul-de-sac lost his charm one night on her son's walk home from the store. He was stalked by a hunter, a lion who smelled prey, eyes glazed with hate as he lay in wait, armed with fangs, claws, and steel, locked and loaded, prepared to pounce upon whatever moved inside the gate on the night we wish raindrops hadn't fallen. Lion began with a 911 call. There's a suspicious-looking young black man walking down the street staring me down. He's sporting a hoodie, drinking an iced tea, and eating from a bag of Skittles. Is this a crime? This teen violated no laws. Apparently, in the good old state of Florida, being black alone on the street at night is illegal, punishable by death at the hands of a prowler. No, I mean a night watchman. No judge, no jury. Floridians stand their ground in killing fields as Johnny Law permits them to kill at will. This teen's past played no part in the gunfire that dimmed his future. Screams for help fell on deaf ears. Not one caller or alleged expert could tell which man cried help to the high heavens or stop because he was being beaten. Then back. Cowards use guns pulled the trigger and why. The antagonist sat on the bench giving himself authority. Another minority found innocent by his peers. A fucking stalker who got off because it was him who stole another life from a young man who only fought for self-preservation. His 17 years on earth cut down in a split second. My eyes weep for every Trayvon Martin of this world. My heart bleeds for Mike Browns, Malice Greens, Martin Luther Kings, Rodney Kings, James Byrds, Mark Barmores, Oscar Grants, Renisha McBride, Sean Bells. Hell, I'm angered by every gunshot that silenced our sons' voices, every fist that blackened our daughters' eyes, every blade that sliced away potential. We won't know justice until we know peace. We can't have justice because there is no peace. The time for us to come together began before we were promised 40 acres and a goddamn mule. We need protection from harm. Commandments which commemorate our struggle and provide justice for the fallen. I'll stay on my knees for us with pen of fire because writing is what I do. I implore you to make a stand and do your part. This piece was placed on my soul and I'll share it from now until I have no breath. In my world, injustices would be pinned away with crime. One home act at a time.
Yeah, one more time for Rose. Yeah, one more time, make noise for the reason why we here. This time for the protesters and the family down. All right, I'm going to take donations down. So we appreciate all the work they're doing down there. We appreciate us being able to take our time, energy, and talent and build some resources and be able to send to our brothers. All right. It gives me great honor and a great pleasure to call this next brother up. So much I can say about him. I'm not even going to get into all of that. He is an activist, an author, and so much more, man. So y'all make some noise, yeah, for Yusuf Shakur!
What up, though?
What up, though?
Honor and pleasure being over here at Black Tie House. Shout out to my brother Post there for asking me to come. Actually, I was supposed to be in Wisconsin this weekend. I'm in a casting trip. So we're talking about Ferguson. I had an opportunity to go down there. I want to really put it in context. Because anybody that's a Facebook friend of mine knowing I was really talking about it heavily on my page. And a brother who I had never met, like, man, you really want to go? I'm going to buy you a ticket. I was like, bet. But there's a brother named Malik who part of Occupy the Hood. He already had been down there. So let me call Malik. Like, Malik, you need resource or do you need another body? He's like, man, real talk. I need resources. So I told dude to send Malik the resources, and he was gonna pay for me to go down there. And the reason I want to bring that up is the fact that the work that we want to do and we should be doing is bigger than an individual. All right, it's bigger than an individual. Selfishly, I wanted to go, but selflessly, I wanted to support Malik. All right, because Malik was already there. But my opportunity still came. Captain Rochester, New York. You said I'm going. Meet me in Ohio. I went. Going down there and being able to look in the eyes of these young brothers and sisters. I saw Stokely Carmichael. I saw H-Rap Brown. I saw Asada Shakur. See, it was the conditions of our community that created them. And those same conditions are existing in our community that's creating them again. But niggas too busy arguing over should we follow Malcolm or Martin? Niggas too busy arguing over should we follow Elijah or Marcus Garvey? Why we can't follow them all? Why we can't create a program that has them all in there? Let's learn from the mistakes and embrace their strengths. But niggas too busy want to be the chief and not the fucking Indians. We got too many fucking chiefs and not enough Indians. All right. See, too many niggas talking about the party with the pistol, but don't talk about the breakfast program. See, the breakfast program made them relevant. The breakfast program made them a target, not the pistol. It was the breakfast program that
fed the babies. It was the sickle cell program that helped the mamas. It was the free program to send the loved ones to go visit their family in prison. That built the conscience in the community. See, as an individual, I ain't shit. But with a collective of people, you can notice me. All right. So the party became noticeable by the government because of the people who was organized behind them. And I'm dropping this on you because we get caught up in these sound bites about history and we get lost. We get lost in shit. You know, we living in technology time, so you know, niggas get caught up on YouTube and all these master teachers and shit. And all these master teachers, I need to say that again. But we need master mothers. We need master fathers. We need a fucking master plan. Right here at this meeting is where we at, man. Each and every one of us bear the responsibility of doing something in our community. See, if you talk about Mike Brown and don't talk about Aaron Jones, you're a hypocrite. If you talk about Mike Brown and don't talk about Aaron Jones, you're a hypocrite. See, Aaron Jones happened right here in Detroit. I mean, again, we have to understand that if we're trying to end police brutality, we got to end black oppression. See, if you end police brutality, don't end black oppression, it'll just be in another form. Mass, I mean, I heard the term mass incarceration. You know, it's real hot right now. 2.5 million people that's incarcerated, over 50% of them look like me and you. Again, if you end mass incarceration, but don't end black oppression, you haven't solved the problem. If you're not willing to get in and do the work, and by getting to the root of the work, you're wasting your time. And doing it and getting to the root of the work is fundamentally having the correct analysis. Only get the correct analysis, it's all these books behind it. Gotta read, gotta study. I mean, y'all ever heard of a book called Wretched Earth? Wretched Earth. It's written by Franz Fanon in the early 60s. It was considered the revolutionary Bible of that time. He talks about Algeria Revolution, and he breaks it down. Challenge yourself to really, if you're serious. If you're serious. We've got too many part-time workers. And we got too many full-time fathers. You know, that's the difference between white folks and black folks. You know, white folks, they working every day. Black folks, we try to look pretty every day. Our priorities are fucked up. So again, so as we support Mike Brown, we have to understand that we have to support the black struggle. And the best thing that we can do besides coming out of our pocket is changing our mind, changing our heart, and doing the work. You ain't got to do the work that I'm doing. There's plenty of work around here that needs to be done. That we ain't got to compete with each other. But it's never personal for me, it's personal. So if I say I don't fuck with somebody, it's about principles. And we have to be willing to say that. But also, our contradictions should never get to the point where we're trying to kill each other. So that's how COINTELPRO, counterintelligence program that was led by J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI agent, destroyed our movement. We got political prisoners. Anybody, y'all know what political prisoner is? Yeah. Everybody can say Nelson Mandela, right? Who? Blair Anderson. Blair Anderson. Okay. I'm talking about Mutulu Shakur. I'm talking about Sekou Odinga. Talking about Eddie Conway, who did 45 years, just got out this year. I mean, these names should come off our lips easily as quick as I ask you who was the first president of the United States. We're going to say George Washington because we've been brainwashed to say that. So it's imperative, man, that if you want to do this work, that the work starts within, and that you be serious. All of us are working. I hope all of us are working. But if you come and you give an hour, and you're committed to an hour, it may measure up to a week of being out there. But we have to organize it in that way. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. I write poetry. I consider myself a poet. Since we had a poetry problem, I'm going to do a piece. Come on, brother. What you say? Most niggas want to X me, while most women want to sex me. My mama keep praying to Jesus that he bless me. My father keep praying to Allah that he protect me.
I keep praying to my African ancestors that he guide me. Dancing to the beat of revolution. Not in my words, but in my actions. Organizing to the melody of restoring the neighbor back to the hood. You see, the hood will be the death of us all. So when you say, I'm from such and such hood, where's the good? But all I see is drug selling gangsters and prostitutes. We're so removed from the days where Granny sat on the porch and it was all good. We're responsible for changing and putting the neighbor back in the hood. Peace. Come on, brother. Come on.
Hey, Tom, make some noise for Yusuf Shakur.
Yeah!
Remember, if you have anything to give to brothers and sisters in the struggle down there in Ferguson, man, you know, just come right up. Man, this is phenomenal, man. Love all of y'all. Yeah. Love the thing we've been able to do here. You know, this is just the beginning, man. You know, rhyme and reason, this is the way, the reason these doors were open. So we can be able to do events like this and support our brothers and sisters, whether it's here in the city or whether it's someplace, you know, on the other side of the country. You know, we love being able to do that. We pride ourselves on our abilities to do that. So thank y'all for making that happen, man. Give yourselves a hand. All right, so I guess the end of the list, so I guess I'll close it out. I'll do this last one. What was that? 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's do this. 10 minutes. All right, I ain't gonna take the 10 minutes. That would be something to agree.
Can we get terrorist attack though? Can that happen? Is that possible?
Oh, well, you know, that's not a single piece. It's like another person that has to do that.
I know.
What is it?
We just walk by.
Auntie.
Yeah, Auntie.
Auntie.
He's in the kitchen.
Y'all gotta ask him. Ask him if he got your pen. Hey, who said that?
That was intimate.
In the meantime, Ray would like to do a piece. I wouldn't like to do a piece.
I was just about to say, oh.
Where's the collaboration?
So actually, that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna have we're gonna open it up real quick. I'm gonna see what's going on with my brother in the back. And I'm gonna open up real quick. We're gonna call this a stage rush. Right? So is anybody out there of our performers that have already performed?
Yeah.
Anybody trying to get up and do something else? Like I said, I could easily do 10 minutes, but that would be something.
Y'all make some noise for Intellect! Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Blast.
I like this. This is my shit.
Yeah, choreography.
Percy Ward? You can chill with
No.
Sometimes this might be the baby's perspective. How do you want me to? Anywhere I would follow you. Say something yeah, feeling so small. It was over my head. I know nothing else. Sunlight fall. Still learning to love. Just starting to grow. Say something about it.
Sorry that I couldn't get to you. Anyway, I'm following. Say something, I'm giving up on you. I swallowing my pride. You're the one that I love, and I'm saying goodbye. Oh. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Call to me before I am too far away to hear your sincerity. Realize I am holding the pillars to your broken soul. Scream something, I'm breaking up on you just before the finish line. It's sad to say, we're finished now, because I can't hear you. Remember what my smile was like. Remember what our life was like. It's like, say something before it's
Say something, I'm giving up on you. Giving up on you, say something. Giving up on you, say something. Giving up on you, say something. I'm giving up on you, say I'm giving up on you. Want you say something? Giving up on you, scream something. Giving up on you, break something. Giving up on you, kick something. Say something. Say something. I'm giving up on you. Say. Come on. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Come on.
I like that. Toast and four. Four. Official four.
All right, again, y'all, thank y'all for coming out, man. We're going to leave y'all with this. The movement must be precise as when planets align. Every action crisp, on time. Commands etched in my mind to a depth only the possibility of imminent death could dig. It's either you or him. Kill or be killed. Do you ever want to see your family again? What have I become? Some invisible man, a transparent soul in the land of smoke and mirrors. Even now, mocking me behind my eyes, bangs the anthem of fallen soldiers, even though I stand before you alive as any. Alive as any. Alive as anyone. The people in my life tell me I'm not the man I used to be. They don't mean it as a compliment. I tell them they're exactly as I remember. I don't mean it as a compliment. Who the fuck goes to war and stays the same? Life's only constant is change. Even amidst the fear and pain from what was comfort now complains of being more machine than human being. What sick trick is it to make a man teetering on the edge of reality question his own humanity? A permanent antidepressant Jones, a prosthetic arm, metallic bone, nightmares visit with sinful acts on battlefields committed to moonlight rising wrestlers with no recollection of how I moved from bed to floor, plus no clue what the fuck I was fighting for.
Come on.
Throat sore. A swallowed conscience never goes down easy. In needless war amongst opposing battle brigades,
You can see the devil plan. May God burn us a day at a time for the tragedy and crime that I in ignorance committed. Fear was given, truth was hidden, extra horrible to mention, explicit. I pray my Father's divine forgiveness. To my ancestors I beg repentance. For the roles my hands played in the advancement of evil intent in defense of the land that had my father lynched. Come on. My mother burned alive. My brothers beaten to death. My sisters detonated during Sunday school.
Come on, Ted.
How surprised was I to find that I had been blind and horrified when new eyes arise to face genocide. New mind. They'll be horrified when new eyes arise to face the genocide. Choose a side. Live or die. Asked DeAndre one day returning from a Frank Stacey gunplay. He got the news his family had washed away on his third tour through hell. Tell me how much your country cares. As for me, no longer will I beg and plead. See, I heard them call my people refugees. So experience teaches me how this nation deals with all of that classification. Firsthand, you either let them cuff you or shake hands with an AR muscle. Prepare for trouble. If you do choose the latter on your stomach stretched flat, you will still catch a hot one in the back, as Oscar Grant. They told us we were here to uphold a reputation of high moral character and good standing. I asked myself how many bullets it takes to defend the honor of a whore. No more. Why pledge allegiance to republics that never showed us anything? Upon my return, I was treated like a ghost. I now know the only thing that matters is that at all times I am able to see myself. As for allegiances, I'll save mine for the only things that were ever real. All others are ill-defined and unequal. Love your God, love your blood, love your land, love your people. Woo.
That's the end of the webcast. That's also the end of this month's Get to My Poetry series. Remember, we are here every second and fourth.
Hi, can you hear me? Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Let's see. Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me? Can you get a thumbs up if you can hear me? I don't see anything.
Send thumbs down.
I can't see.
Okay. I think that's the one right there.
I don't know.
Okay.
Greetings, everyone. It's Nina I Am, and this is Brother Jamel, and we're coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm going to allow Brother Jamel Thompson to start first.
Tell those who seek to install fear into the hearts and who seem to see my blood as unimportant, as a layman, as a feeble fool. Tell them that no bullet can assassinate my glow. I am immortal, infinitely transforming through the outer eons, ages. I manifest my divine presence through the waters of Nu, the tantric divine Nu. Through peace, love, and self-awareness, I call forth healing and forgiveness and an end to bloodshed. I will a world conquest and imperialism to cease. I am fearless before danger, too proud to be scared. I hold on strong to all of my goals. I'm bold in the mind, bold in the soul. I dare myself to courageous things. I attempt to make all my dreams reality. I'm bold as an eagle, strong as a rhinoceros, smart as a fox, trapped in a human's body. I'm bold, so bold, so bold. I have an indomitable spirit made of gold. I know rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawn was young. I built my hut near the Congo, and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turned all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stairs. It has tacks in it and splinters and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I've been a climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps 'cause you find it kinda hard. Don't you fall now. For I stay going, honey, I still climb. And life for me ain't been no crystal stairs. Azaleas and roses, gunfire brings tunes. Systems cause explosions from Roman to common law. Holding on to sweet memories, but Babylon it must fall. A silence of the lamb, proverbs of a consummated time. Said I wanted to hold your hand, said I wanted to kiss you by. The powers of the world resides in time, when the fate of mankind is in the presidential limo. No. How do you know when the ages is over, when the new begins? How do you know when peace will reign supreme? Deadly enchanted, frightening, awful beauty, ancient of ancient. He is 'cause he willed to be. Let the bear and eagle unite. Fire chase the serpent away. As the woman goes into the wilderness, Mother Nature opens her bosom. Your mercy swallow up the river of wrath for me and grant peace and love to this world. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may tread me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lower eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide. Willing and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slaves. I rise, I rise, I rise, by Maya Angelou.
Thank you, Brother Jamil. Greetings, everyone. Again, I am Nina I Am. Again, we're coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. And I want to take this brief moment to remind you all to please go to the GoFundMe page. This is what it looks like. You can go on Facebook. You can friend Sasha Banks or myself, Nina I Am. You can find the link to make sure that you drop $1. All it takes is $1 to donate to this wonderful, wonderful cause. We're really trying to make sure that our brothers and sisters are taken care of, because it could be any one of us at any time. I have 3 black boys that walk this earth. I could be that mother who's mourning her child right now, and thankfully at this time I'm not, but I can do something about it. So I'm going to read to you a few pieces that I wrote, but the first piece is actually going to come from someone besides me. So I'm going to pull that up for you. This first piece is called The Cold Within, and it's by James Kinney. 6 humans trapped by happenstance in bleak and bitter cold. Each one possessed a stick of wood, or so the story's been told. Their dying fire in need of logs, their first man held his back. For the faces round the fire, he noticed one was black. The next man, looking across the way, saw not one from his church, and couldn't bring himself to give the fire his stick of birch. The third one sat in tattered clothes. He gave his coat a hitch. Why should his log be put to use to warm the idle rich? The rich man just sat back and thought of the wealth that he had in store, and how to keep what he had earned from the lazy, shiftless poor. The black man's face bespoke of revenge as the fire passed his light, for all he saw in his stick of wood was a chance to spite the whites. The last man of this forlorn group did naught except for gain, giving only to those who gave was how he played the game. Their logs held tight in death's still hands was proof of human sin. They didn't die from the cold without, they died from the cold within. This next poem is called Baby Mine, and I wrote it thinking about my 3 boys being at home, safe in bed, while Michael Brown's body was still out on the street. This baby mine, for a short time, they don't tell you after birth, over baby mine cries. No reason they could find, false report filed, save livelihood with lies, back terms, hand raised high, countless bullets kiss flesh, last blink of my baby's eye. No sobs, no weapons, deeply hued, saturated, desaturated, unsharp mask, vignette filter for media regurgitation, 3-day maximum rotation, mugshot blast. Metro Section 6, wrong hood, name too ethnic, denied headline, baby mine bleed life force drained in the street, professional life takers, yellow tape, stand back, crime scene. Blood sparkling in camera flash, Instagram, Twitterized, moment of silence choked with screams, baby mind disregarded, brief life, generalized, finalized. Baby no more mine, instant meme generated, unburied but commercialized. Government for the people, by the people, legislative landmines. Justice exposes secret. She is not blind. Peek through blindfold, crooked smile. Watched me mourn. Baby Mine. This next piece is called Almost Man, and it was written when one night I was going to check on my children. Well, I check on my children every night around 3 a.m. It's something I've done since they were newborns, and I was caught off guard at how much he'd grown. Like clockwork, at 2 a.m. is my baby still breathing checks on my gift are usually brief and reassuring. This time, as my feet pivot, a sigh escaped the sleepy mouth of a boy I almost did not recognize, emerging from my womb, head full of deep curly hair, shoulders so wide I thought I'd be ripped in half, legs so long and feet so stretched that I almost looked away. This child materialized before my very eyes. I quickly and mournfully wept with instantaneous, unspeakable joy and unutterable loss. He is now just 5 days into his 14th birthday outside of my body. Even longer, much more stretched, and shoulders so broad, I almost mistake him for a man. A man? A man? Now I remember why I cried last night. He is far from becoming a man, and yet so close that I want to swaddle him one more time for mommy. I could ask. Now his kisses will be reserved for pretty boys or pretty girls, whomever he chooses. His hugs will become more crisp in front of temporary friends, and for a short time after this, I will still Eskimo kisses in his sleep. Tuck the covers underneath his chin and listen to the steady breaths of an almost man, or whatever he chooses to call himself. This next piece is called Brown Boy. Brown boy called black with a lowercase b. I see you. Saw you help mean old Martha when no one told you how empty she felt, watching y'all b-ball in the alley like her son used to do. Before they called him Black Boy with a lowercase b, and riddled him with bullets to see if he bled red. She ain't mean. She's just sad. Because she sees you like I do. We both hope to see you tomorrow. But brown is just black with a lowercase b. I see you. Go home so we can see you tomorrow. No hoodies brown. No style brown. Just cease and desist being a color. But don't insist that like them, you are a man too. So me and mean old Martha can click our teeth over your sagging pants, hopefully, tomorrow. This next one is not my poem, but I consider most song lyrics to be a poem. And so to me, this is a poem that is written by one of my favorite artists, Lupe Fiasco, and it is called Little Weapon, and it features Bishop G and Nikki Jean. So you can check that out. Little Terry got a gun he got from the store. He bought it with the money he got from his chores. He robbed a candy shop, told her lay down on the floor, put the cookies in his bag, and took the pennies out the drawer. Little Khalil got a gun he got from the rebels to kill the infidels and American devils. A bomb on his waist, prays 5 times a day, and listens to heavy metal. Little Alex got a gun he took from his dad. Then he snuck it to school in his black book bag. His black nail polish, black boots, black hair. He's gonna blow away the bully that just pushed his ass. I killed another man today. Shot him in his back as he ran away. Then I blew up his hut with a hand grenade. Cut his wife's throat as she put up her hands to pray. Just 5 more dogs and we can get a soccer ball. That's what my commanders say. How old? Well, I'm like 10, 11. Been fighting since I was like 6, 7. I don't know much about where I'm from, but I know I strike fear everywhere I come. Government want me dead, so I wear my gun. I really want the rocket launcher, but I'm still too young. This candy give me courage, not to fear no one, to fear no pain, and to hear no tongue. So I hear no screams, and I shed no tear. If I'm in your dreams, then your end is near. And the chorus of that says, little weapon, little weapon, little weapon, we're calling you. There's a war. If these guns are just too tall for you, we'll find you something small to use. Little weapon, little weapon, little weapon, we need you now. Pow. This last piece is also from Lupe Fiasco. And it is something that I use when I mentor children when they bring when they sing certain lyrics that are misogynistic or full of violence and do nothing to edify them in their situation. So I usually have them to break lyrics down. And one of the first songs that I use is American Terrorist by Lupe Fiasco. This is my last piece. So I again encourage you all to go to the GoFundMe page to please support $1, $2, $5 if you can. You know, it's for a good cause. And thank you all for tuning in, and please continue to tune in and share the link, okay? In closing, American Terrorist by Lupe Fiasco. Close your mind, close your eyes, see with your heart. How do you forgive the murderer of your father? The ink of a scholar is worth 1,000 times more than the blood of a martyr. We came through the storm, nooses on our necks, and a smallpox blanket to keep us warm. A 747 on the Pentagon lawn. Wake up. The alarm clock is connected to a bomb. Anthrax lab on a West Virginia farm. Shorty ain't learned to walk, already heavily armed. Civilians and little children is especially harmed. Camouflage Torahs, Bibles, and glorious Qurans. The books that take you to heaven and let you meet the Lord there have become misinterpreted, reasons for warfare. We read them with blind eyes. I guarantee you there's more there. Excuse me, pardon me, everyone. I guarantee you there's more there. The rich must be blind because they don't see the poor there. Need to open up a park? Just close 10 schools. We don't need them. Can you please call the fire department? They're down here marching for freedom. Burn down their TVs, turn their TVs on, and teach them. And the chorus says that the more money that they make, the better and better they live. Whatever they want to take, whatever it is. The more that you want to learn, the more that you try to learn, the better and better it gets. American Terrorist. Now I have 1 more minute, so I'm going to read this last part. Now the poor Ku Klux men see that we're all brothers, but not because things are the same, but because we like the same color. And that's green. Now that's me. Can't burn his cross because he can't afford the gasoline. Now if a Muslim woman strapped with a bomb on a bus with the seconds running give you the jitters, just imagine an American-based Christian organization planning to poison the water supplies to bring the second coming quicker. Nigga, they ain't living properly. Break them off a little democracy. Turn their whole culture into a mockery. Give them Coca-Cola for their property. Give them guns, give them young, give them fun. But if they ain't giving it up, then they ain't getting none. And don't give them all, no, man, just give them some. It's the paper. Some of these cops must be Al-Qaeda. It's like don't give the black man food, give red man liquor, give red man food, black man nigger. Give yellow man tool, make him railroad builder. Also give him pen, make him pull gold from river. Give black man crack, blocks and things. Give red man cracks, slot machines. Now bring it back. Thank you all, and thank you, Sasha, for this opportunity. Go to the GoFundMe page. Support Poets for Ferguson.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey everybody, my name is Sasha Banks. I am the lead organizer on the Poets for Ferguson project, and I just want to thank everybody for watching so far, and everybody who will be watching throughout the night and into the morning and into the afternoon and into tomorrow evening. Thank you so much. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, I just want to let you know that this link will be closing and we will be starting the second lineup. So keep posted on our Facebook page, on our Facebook event page, also on Tumblr, poetsforferguson.tumblr.com, and we'll be posting the link to the second half of the lineup there. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys in a little bit.